Yankees pitcher Garrett Cole will make his season debut Friday against the first-place Rays after his Tommy John surgery last year caused him to miss all of last season. Yankees are hosting Toronto tonight. The Rays are tied 1-1 bottom of the first against the Orioles. Tampa Bay, the first-place team in the AL East, 3 games over the Yankees. For the O's, second baseman Jackson Holliday is making his season debut after wrist surgery. The Phils have won 5 in a row. They're scoreless bottom of the second against the Reds. Phillies star Kyle Schwarber, though, out again due to illness. Atlanta's Ronald Acuna has 3 runs scored today, returning after a strained hamstring. Braves lead 7-4 at the Marlins in the top of the 9th. The Vancouver Canucks fired coach Adam Foote and his staff. NBA playoffs have Game 1 of the East Finals, Cleveland at New York in an hour. Carlos Alcaraz will miss the French Open and Wimbledon due to his wrist injury. I'm Steve DeSager.
Elijah, put the camera on me.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Password.
Ack, a dack, a ack.
Enter, brother.
I'm back, baby. I'm filled with fire and brimstone.
Rob Parker.
With that password, you guess what? You now have full access to this very fine radio program for the next 3 hours.
Not 2, not 3.
Thank you, LeBron.
Not 4,
no matter how you listen in, Fox Sports Radio, foxsportsradio.com, the iHeartRadio app, SiriusXM Channel 83.
Wow.
And now, live
We'll do it live
on YouTube.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Do it.
That's right. Say my name.
Rob Parker.
Say his name.
Kelvin Washington.
And we are indeed the odd couple on this trash talking Tuesday. I always do that whenever I'm off a day. I can't help it. I always think it's Monday when I get back.
One day.
On a trash talking Tuesday. And guess what? Yes, you will need our phone number because we are, without question, the most listener-friendly national sports talk radio show on the planet. At least when people are still awake.
Only time it counts.
Sorry. Sorry, Ben. Appreciate it. All right, write it down. Commit it to memory. 877-99 on Fox for you laymen out there who can't figure out the letters and numbers.
It's not trigonometry.
877-996-6369. And guess what? If you hear feedback on the line, it's your own fault. It means only one thing.
You forgot to turn down the radio.
And if you call in here, have a problem with what we say to you, tough, because...
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. Do you have a problem? Turn off your station.
That's right. And with all that said, always remember...
The Odd Couple was filmed in front of a live audience.
Sweet-oo, yeah.
Let's go. Big show. Let me welcome in my co-host. He is...
Washington.
What up? Happy Trash Talking Tuesday. Welcome back. Woo-hoo! I was like, we all kind of like, yeah, Rob. Wait, where is Rob? Nobody knew. Like, oh, he's just out here in MIA in these streets. But welcome back. Feeling good, man. Everybody good? You good?
Oh, I'm good. I was disappointed that I couldn't get here on Monday for you.
For who?
For you.
For me?
Yeah, for your Pistons and Pistons.
You missed me?
Yeah, I did. I really did.
Why
I can't wait.
Why did you miss me so much?
Because I just wanted to set you straight on the Pistons, and I think you let everybody down yesterday.
How so?
People were looking forward to some analysis about the Pistons, and you gave a sob story. And you
what?
And you talked about James Harden after a 31-point blowout. How could James Harden be relevant?
Did you listen to it?
I did. I listened to the whole exact thing.
Then how did you get to that when that was the very last thing I said?
No, that was clipped off.
Right, that was the very last thing I said.
Okay.
Literally the last thing I said.
Well, we'll get into it in hour number 3.
Then let's get into it now.
No, for all the people on
I stood up here and said
the odd mob who wants to hear some honest opinions about what happened with the Pistons. We're going to get to that.
Just replay what I did already.
No.
Since you want to do old takes.
No, it ain't no
we
old takes.
We already talked about it.
No, we not. No,
you
we
the
did
one
not.
want to go to weddings.
Nope.
You should have been here. You should have sent in the invitation and said, hey, man, can't make it. Got to talk Pistons.
Julio and Leslie, I had to be at their wedding, and it was a beautiful wedding in Temecula, California, wine country.
I bet it was.
And Julio was one of my students at USC, and I had to be there.
We wanted you to be there. Shout out to Julio.
I know you
name.
wanted Leslie. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Shout out to them, and all the best with the nuptials.
Okay, we got some breaking news. What's happening?
Oh, Lord, do we for real?
Breaking news from Fox Sports.
The Dallas Mavericks have announced they have, quote, mutually parted ways with coach Jason Kidd, who Mark Stein reports had 4 years left on his contract after getting extensions the past 2 summers. Back to you.
Okay. Addition by subtraction. That's how I look at it.
Well, I mean, for him.
And Jason Kidd, I think there were a couple of sketchy press conferences with him over the past that didn't sound right. So I think I'm not surprised.
Well, I think and once the Luka thing, it was a done deal. Like, I think they were not aligned from then on. And I mean, you saw him. He couldn't play K. He couldn't play the game and kind of smile. Oh yeah, this is what we're doing, and we're all in this together. And we kind of He just it doesn't make it makes sense, not the money wise, having to pay this man, for 4 years. But
Tibbs got fired after a new contract extension.
They do this. I'm saying that doesn't mean it makes sense. I'm
just saying it doesn't. They don't care about the money part. When they're ready to get rid of you,
that's true.
They don't care how much money you got on those deals.
There's teams that pay multiple coach. Like, we're paying 2 guys we fired and the current coach. So I'm just saying I'll never get that part.
The Raiders are paying like 3 coaches.
Yeah.
So
the Lakers did that at one point.
All right,
so it happens.
It does.
Yeah, oh dang.
All right. Remember, you can check us out on YouTube. Just search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Again, Odd Couple FSR, and hit that subscribe button. Let's welcome in the Odd Couple crew, because we wouldn't be able to do this fine radio program without him. Alex is our engineer.
Alex, you're a hidden talent.
Alex, one more time.
Alex, you're a hidden talent.
Thank you. Ian is our producer. In for Rob G.
Ian.
We got to get one for Ian, right?
He don't got one yet.
I don't even know what it would be.
Well, we got to figure something out.
Alex is good at that. Yeah, he'll figure it out, because there's a couple that we were like, oh, what would it be?
Something with barbecue sauce on it.
Okay.
Yeah, we
right
need
on the
that.
back?
Yeah,
hold on.
What if I get like Bob to say, hey, yo, Ivante?
There you go.
Ivante could happen. Maybe something with soul food, because his life changed when he had greens and mac and cheese and stuff.
There you go. All right.
And I never know where he's from. Are you from the Bay, from New York? Why every day?
He was born in New York and grew up in the Bay.
Yeah, Brooklyn and the Bay Area. I'm like a 50-50 kid.
So maybe,
which is
maybe
great.
Figured if there's some
That's
tie
why
there.
That's why we bond, because we got that New York connection. We do.
We do.
Do y'all bond?
We do.
All right.
Yeah.
Look.
We're like a bail bond, only when I need it.
Exactly.
Do you get HRU texts?
No, stop it.
Ian,
HRU.
Steve
Rob makes me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, okay. I knew it. And speaking of HRU, so you going to talk about the other guy that's here today?
Steve DeSager is at the anchor desk. He'll keep
Never
us
heard of
updated
him.
throughout the
Never
program.
heard of him.
And of course,
Never heard of him.
Dang, you still talking about Steve and you never heard of him.
Elijah is our social media guru. All right, game 1 Eastern Conference Final. We're gonna get on Wemby and a historic night. I picked the Spurs in that series. I like the Spurs all the way, and it'll be great for basketball. But tonight,
I agree.
It's the Knicks and, of course, the Cavs, who knocked off the Pistons in that Game 7 blowout. Where are you on this series?
To me, I think the one little quick line just off what you just said. I mean, if the NBA were to get it in ridiculous finals of you got New York in it and your new face of the league and Wemby, that would be crazy. But specifically with this series, we had a conversation at some point, maybe a week ago. We were talking about it, and I said I thought the best team in the East was the Knicks. They just finally got it together on both sides of the ball. Obviously, having that veteran presence, they all have been in this kind of scenario for some time now. And credit to Mike Brown for switching up his offense. We talk about this all the time. You mentioned, Joe Dumars has that quote. It ain't about being right, it's about getting it right. And I think credit to Mike Brown for getting it right and saying, all right, Jalen Brunson is our best scorer. He's just a natural scorer. He makes big shots for us. But to get everybody else involved and to keep Karl-Anthony Towns involved, let's run it through the elbow, have him be a point forward at times, and it's worked for them. OG Anunoby, thankfully for them, he's listed at probable. He'll be playing. And I'm going with the Knicks in this one. I think they've just been – this is what their whole season was about. They kind of remind me of when the Spurs were like, oh, they were single track minded to beat the Heat that year they lost when Ray Allen hit the shot, so on and so forth. So the Knicks, to me, they're ready. They've been in this position. Their entire season hinges on getting to the finals. They made the coaching change to get to the finals. Jalen Brunson, you've been this clutch player the last few years. You've been that guy. This is what you're here for. And to me, that gets them over the hump in 6. So I got the Knicks in 6. Who else would it'll be exact games? But I got the Knicks in this series. I think they're just hungry. I think they're more ready. And I think they have more guys right now. You got Anunoby playing. He might be their most consistent player in the team. 24 a game, 60% from 3, 50+ from the field. He's been incredible both sides of the ball. Mikal Bridges came alive the last few games. Josh Hart does exactly what he does at night in, night out. I just look at them as the slightly better team than the Cavs, so I expect them to win this series.
I don't like the Knicks at all. I don't. And if they win, I'll be the first to say I was wrong. They made it to the finals. I love the Cavs. I love what they've been able to do, fight their way through 2 7-game series. People make it like the Pistons were the number 1 seed. Mm-hmm. The Pistons beat them in the first 2 games. They're dead in the hole. They're going to win 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 is no easy task. They beat Toronto in 7, right? Like, this is what this team has been able to do, and it's not pretty. It's not flashy. They get contributions. They played through the bigs, right, against the Pistons. The Pistons had no answer there.
I didn't know it was Jared Allen Jabbar. What the heck was that?
But that's what I'm saying.
But why do you – well, just to,
my reason with the Knicks is I've seen them disintegrate. They beat the Celtics last year. That was supposed to be the year they're supposed to go to finals, right? They lose the first 2 games at Madison Square Garden, and, of course, they never recover. This postseason, I don't know if they've truly been tested. Atlanta was a bad team they should have beat easily. Atlanta won 2 close games against the Knicks. That threw everybody for a loop, right?
Yeah.
They did win the series, and they wound up – Atlanta had an awful game. There's been like 10 awful games in the playoffs where teams don't show up and just have a terrible game. Philadelphia quit in that series. They got blowed out in game 1, never really recovered, and kind of quit. So when I look at it, I'm like, is it the Knicks have been that good or their 2 opponents have been that bad? I'm going to go on the side of their 2 opponents have been that bad, not that they've been that great. This will be a test with Cleveland because I think people have totally discounted them. And I'm going to give you a little preview of Shekel City.
Okay.
Take the Cavs plus 7.5. I'm serious. If they lose, it'll be closer than people think. They're coming off the adrenaline of 7, right? A 7-game series. The Knicks have been rested for a week. Sometimes that's like the game.
That's a gift or a curse for both teams.
Yep, you can steal that game though. Oftentimes, I've seen it, or it's a close game, and I'm going to say the Cavs can, win it with the points. I'm just saying that is a game definitely. I'm not saying for sure they could win tonight, but they have a great shot. And if they can win tonight and steal game 1 at Madison Square Garden, it's going to do a lot. And then people will look a little closer at the Knicks and where they are. So
it's the Knicks. I hear what you're saying. I think the Knicks, the Cavs, if the Cavs lose, I don't think there's any. It's like, all right, well, they had a good season.
On them.
They had a good season. No one's walking away like, oh man, they ain't this, they ain't that. I think you either made up your mind about, whether Harden is this or Donovan Mitchell's that. To me, all of this, and I might add, I mean, if you Thunder are expected because they're the reigning champs, but the Knicks are expected to get to the finals. Like that's the moves they
coming
made.
into the season with the injury to Halliburton and Tatum. They were supposed to cruise to the NBA Finals. This was their year. And they after a little stumble with Atlanta, they got it together, and they won those 2 series. And
so you put no credence into what they were able to do to the Sixers, the same Sixers who came back and beat the Celtics.
No, because the Celtics, to me,
most people had once Tatum was back getting to the finals.
Which I did.
Yeah, I did too.
But when you live by the 3, you die by the 3, and that's how they lost to the Knicks last year, and that's how they lost. In that game, Game 7 was close. They missed their last 9 threes. Come on. Like you could sit there and go, oh, well, the Sixers. Dude, you miss your last 9 threes to close out the game. You're not winning a Game 7.
I think for me, you're belittling how badly they beat the Sixers. Like, I totally get the sentiment.
They quit to me, though.
But for them to beat them that badly, them to beat the Hawks that badly those last few games. No, I'm saying the first 2 games, first couple games they lost. The games they lost, I'm saying, CJ hit big shots. After that, it was just beat downs, and then they just beat down Philly, and they've been in a groove ever since. So
I look at the competition you have to go through, and it's been an easy ride with those 2 teams. The Sixers, again, I look at Boston and what happened there. Boston was up 3-1 in that series.
But that's the point. So I'm not going to act like the Sixers were just some terrible team. I think they obviously, Embiid is hobbled, which I don't know if he'll ever not be hobbled again in his playing career life. But for them to go in there in Boston and come back from 3-1 against a team that you had a lot of people once Tatum came back to get to the finals.
But when you miss.
But I'm saying I got to beat you 3 times in a row. It's not like I only need one game where you were off. I give you that. Oh, they just were off. They were, 10 for 45 that night. They had to beat them 3 times. Point being, the Knicks just dismantled that same team like it was light work and easy. And I think, again, I don't think they'll do anything like that to the Cavs. I think the Cavs are in a good groove right now. They're finding good stuff.
I just like where the Cavs are, what they can do. If they can get another one James Harden game out of James Harden, win a game you're not supposed to win because he somehow puts it together. He can't play well all the time. But anyway, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Where are you? Who do you got? Knicks, Cavs. Kelvin's got the Knicks that beat his team last year.
Wow.
He's all in on the Knicks. I'm not in on the Knicks. I got the Cavs on this. We want to hear from you. Eastern Conference Final starts in about 45 minutes. Hit us up. It is the Odd Couple on a TV theme song Thursday. On a Trash Talking Tuesday.
Oh, boy.
It's been 3 days and 15 minutes, Rob.
I'll get there. Trash
Is this Saturday?
Magic City Monday.
Is this Saturday?
Trash Talking Tuesday, TV themes on Thursdays. Maybe it'll
Whenever I take off, I'm discombobulated.
Why is Steve here? It's Wednesday.
The best part about it is it's one day. I'll give you if you came back on a random Wednesday or Thursday in the middle of the week.
I don't know what day it is. All right. 877-99 on Fox. You know what to do. Stick and stay.
Hold on. Let me see what day it is. Oh, in the U.S. of A.
Hey,
What day it is of the U.S.
Kelvin, when M Drive first came to me, I'll be honest.
Yes.
I'd never heard of it.
That's true. Same here. Neither had I. But then I started paying attention to what was going on with my body.
Same after 40. I'm a little over 40. Energy drops. Weight won't move. You know what I'm saying? The gym stops giving back what you put in.
Yeah, and you start to think, is it me?
It's not. It's testosterone. That's what it is. Yes.
Testosterone too?
Testosterone. There we go. We'll get it. It declines after 40. And guess what? It takes everything with it.
M Drive is built for exactly that, Rob. 2 capsules every morning with clinically tested ingredients that support healthy testosterone, energy, and
What'd you say?
metabolism.
Testosterone, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure. Here's what we got. Here's what got me, I should say. The scientist named Gary Kehoe, right, built this thing almost 20 years ago for himself after feeling the same change.
And look, we talk about this. We're both working on our health right now, and M Drive is part of that.
Over 1 million men use it.
60-day money-back guarantee.
That's right. We're in the middle of this, and that's so far.
It is working. Shout out to Alex, who made us a whole concoction yesterday. Appreciate that, brother.
All right, mdriveformen.com. Code COUPLE, 20% off your first order.
mdriveformen.com.
M-Drive for men who still show up.
In a matter of about 6 weeks, NBA Finals should be over, give or take.
Okay.
And if a particular person does a particular thing or two, we're going to have to start having some talks. And I'm talking about SGA.
Oh.
If SGA, who was just announced Finals the regular season MVP, back-to-back.
Back-to-back, 2
Keep
times
that in mind because that matters. Back-to-back. This is the 4th year averaging 30 points or more. The only other person to do that was Jordan, which once you start getting them, only other person was Jordan's. The only other person is like Wilt or Kareem that you'd usually have those conversations with. So if he were to win finals MVP, be two-time finals MVP consecutively, and MVP of the regular season consecutively, 30 plus 4 years in a row, you see he's Dagner 50-90, 50-40-90. We have to start having some conversations of where we're starting to place this kid already in his career. Because what he will do, have done will be unprecedented for just about everybody except a couple of people. So we have had consecutive MVPs. Steve Nash did it. LeBron's done it. Obviously, Jordan did it. Steph did it. You know, there's a handful of guys who have done it. I think 14. But to have done it and then win finals MVP, you're starting to shrink that list. And then to do it at the efficiency he's doing. And when I know teams hate, everybody can't wait for the Spurs to knock off the Thunder, but the team collectively has been so great. I'm starting to think, where is he going to be when we start talking about the great guards or the great shooting guards? Because I think two guards, typically it would go Jordan, Kobe, D-Wade. Some people might put James Harden. I don't think you could put – some people do. That was a whole debate. Remember Paul Pierce dropped that bit. Rob G remembers because he was saying, is he over D-Wade? And it was like, a lot of people said no. Some people said, yeah, I don't think so. But if he's fourth, SGA, well, what he's going to do, you start to have some conversations. Is he knocking on – I know it's crazy because he's in the middle of his career, but is he knocking on D-Wade territory? Is he surpassing him? He would have been MVP. D-Wade never got an MVP, right? Am I mistaken? No, he hadn't. He'll have two of them things, potentially two finals MVPs, obviously all pros, all NBA, all the all-stars, all that. It gets scary where he will be, and you will start to say he's already looking at maybe fourth already. It's crazy, but
it's crazy.
But it may be the case in about 6 weeks or so.
The caveat to that is it's crazy to start having that conversation right now because, in my opinion, I don't think they're going to the finals.
Oh.
I don't think they're going to beat the Spurs. And so with all of that you said, there was a lot of if and when in that. So if they do beat the Spurs and they win the NBA championship, and if he's finals MVP, then yes. Now we have to start talking about him like, okay, where does he fit? Is he in the top 10 all time already? Or does he need more to get into the top 10 all time? And a lot of those lists are predicated on whether or not what type of players you identify with. Right?
You mean like your era?
No, it's not even an era. It's the style of play that has a lot to do with it. Like for me, when you talk about great players and you talk about MVP players, my criteria is obviously different than the voters. So my criteria is be all NBA, offensive and defensively.
And defensively.
Yes. One of the three teams, first, second, or third team.
I don't think SGA will make it, but
he's not. He's
a good defender.
He's not going to make it.
He's a really good defender.
He's not a really good defender. He's not. His team is a really good defensive
they're a great
team.
Defensive team. I think he's a good defender.
He's not, though. And that's my one knock. And it's not to take anything away from his game. That's just not what he does.
So Luka will never win one with you then? If we're going by this standard, Luka.
Yeah, that's the whole – it's the reason he's been – now everyone who's in the running with Luka the last 3 years, he's been, in the top three. They've been better defenders than him.
Fox Sports Radio. It is the Odd Couple on a I won't ask Rob to know what day it is. Trash Talking Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
What
Trash
day is
Talking
it?
Tuesday.
I
Trash
don't know.
Talking Tuesday.
He doesn't know. Welcome back. University of Maryland Global Campus. You can choose from more than 65 graduate online degrees and certificates, including our MBA, now with 10 specializations. No application fee through June 1st. Visit umgc.edu. Ephraim Salam is going to join us in about 5 minutes or so. We'll talk to him about a few different topics. Of course, former NFL offensive lineman was just here yesterday. We'll talk to him in a moment. We got Checo City on the way. See what Rob cooked up for us. Tie Rack play of the day as well. So still a lot in the hour. All right, Rob, we got some calls about you and I just kind of pick what we expect in this Eastern Conference Finals. We got about 30 minutes or so before that starts. I think the Knicks get it done. You think the Cavs. What say you? 877-99 on Fox.
Mark in Sacramento. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Mark?
Hey, Rob, hey, Mr. Washington and crew. How you guys doing?
Yo, how you doing, brother?
Pretty good. I normally wouldn't go with the New York Knicks. I very rarely go with New York in anything. I think they're overrated based on who they played. I think that they're riding this way, but I'm going to go with them to win the series for one reason, Rob. I don't trust James Harden. James Harden's going to turn into James Harden, and I just think he's going to be the reason why they lose.
Okay, here's the only thing. Here's my pushback to you. He won the biggest game for the Cavs, which was Game 5 at Detroit.
Wait a minute, how is that the biggest if it ain't Game 7?
No. Game 5 was Game 5 was the biggest game in that it was a 2-2 series. The Pistons were supposed to win that Game 5 at home. That's what I'm saying. Like that was the one. And we know they came back and won Game 6 in convincing fashion. James Harden isn't going to give you, Mark, like a string. And in that situation, he played 3 really good games. You remember that? He had 3 good games.
I do.
And they won 2 of the 3, I think, right? No, they won all 3 of those games.
Yeah,
all
they
3.
won. Yeah.
Right.
They won all 3.
4,
And all I'm
3
saying
by
is
5.
if he can get you one game where James Harden can do something for you, they have a shot. I don't expect him at 36 years old to do much more than that.
My rebut to that, Rob, would be I'm a history guy, and until history changes, I bet on history. Would you bet on James Harden?
So here's my if you're a history guy, then you shouldn't bet on the Knicks. If you're a history guy, because they haven't made.
Hang on. I'm betting on the Knicks history more so than I am James.
Okay, but the Knicks haven't been to the finals since 1999. Haven't won a championship since '73. I'm giving you history. I'm giving you. And last year they lost the first 2 games to the Pacers at home. Do you remember that?
Okay, let me finish, Rob. I agree with you. I don't want to do this, but it's the lesser of 2 evils, and I trust the Knicks having. Hang on, I trust the Knicks having 4 games at home more than I do James Harden.
All you got to do is win one game, and you become home. You have home court.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay. Hey, Mark.
Appreciate it, Mark.
Yeah, appreciate it. 877-99 on Fox. What about Drew in New Jersey? You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Drew?
Hey, I don't trust James Harden, so definitely Knicks. I think this is a much better team, and I think that what's concerning is he had one of those games where he had more turnovers and field goals again. The numbers are like a good 3-point percentage. He's like a 40% 3-point shooter. Instead, 40% of the time in the playoffs, he's going to have more turnovers than field goals. I think that's too problematic.
They got to win. He needs to win one game for them. That's all he needs to do.
I don't know if that's going to be enough against the Knicks. I got the sentiment against the Pistons.
I've seen the Knicks melt down at Madison Square Garden. I have.
I don't even argue that.
Have you seen James Harden melt down more than the Knicks?
No. I've seen the Knicks haven't been to the
James Harden.
The Knicks haven't been to a championship since 1999. I've seen the Knicks melt down. I've seen the Knicks when they have a chance that they choke. Last year after knocking off Boston, Drew, and having home court against the Pacers, having a 14-point lead with 2.5 minutes to go, they lost. So then you bounce back, Drew.
I think it's as bad as James Harden. I don't.
Okay, I disagree. They should have gone to the finals last year.
I think it's too.
Who's choked more times?
No. I'm just talking about. I love where the Cavs are. Back-to-back 7-game series.
But I think. Hold on, both. I think. The Pacers were underestimating. They took the Thunder to 7, and if it wasn't for a bad Achilles, they might have won it all. I think the Pacers were better than we give them credit for. Remember, they had the best record the second half of the season. They go all the way to the finals. They are half away from winning it. So I just think maybe the Knicks ran up against a one-time out-the-blue good Pacers team.
14 points with 2, and then never.
No, I'm not. You don't lose that game. What I'm saying is that Pacer team, I think, was better than we thought.
That was the Knicks. One last one real quick.
The Thunder, they were that close to losing to them.
Tony in D.C., you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Tony?
What's good, fellas? Rob, I'm with you with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Look, James Harden had 6 points on Sunday, and they absolutely smashed Detroit.
Annihilated them.
If Mitchell, I like to see Donovan Mitchell in that 25, 26-point range because that means Mobley and Allen are involved.
Yes, use those big dudes. Use them.
And Anunoby, if I'm the coach from Cleveland, I'm like, look, we are going at him. We're testing
Kenny Atkinson,
out, and we're going to make Anunoby run.
Who are you going at him with, though? The only person that could go at him is no. I'm saying the only person that can go at him is Donovan Mitchell. They don't have go at you type guys.
But he's got to go. He's going to be matched up probably with what, Allen or Mobley, right?
He's not going at Jared Allen's not going to go at him. That's not a go at him guy. I'll give you Donovan.
Run, Kelvin. I'm saying run. We get the rebound. We're running. Make Anunoby run.
That's not their style.
It's going to be interesting to see how healthy he is. Is he playing? Do we know yet?
Has the better piece because Karl Anthony Towns is the question mark because he disappears a lot.
I would 1,000% agree with you. Prior to a couple of weeks ago, we're going to see because this is going to be big for him because he's been on a roll.
If the Knicks don't win this, what would be your take on this? Would this be they choked or the Cavs are just better?
Honestly, I would be blown away with the Cavs because I just don't believe a Donovan Mitchell-led, James Harden-led backcourt.
But you didn't believe that they could beat the Pistons.
I didn't. And it took 7. Those two don't have it. This is Donovan Mitchell's. If he were to get past, this would be huge for him because that's been the knock on him.
But they beat
Harden
the
has already
Pistons
been written.
game 5 and 7 in Detroit. I think that is unbelievable. That is 5 and 7.
Yeah, that's terribly
And the Pistons won the
for him.
first 2 games of the series. All right, Steve DeSega, let's do that.
Hello, gentlemen. Let's start with the NBA.
Because otherwise we'd be here all day. I'm just saying.
Jason Kidd is no longer head coach of the Dallas Mavericks. A
He is
mutual.
paid,
I'm not boo-hooing when he got 4 years left.
He is on Cancun already right now.
Mutual parting of the ways, the club said. There is a new team president in Dallas, Masai Ujiri. Tomorrow is Game 2 of the NBA's West Finals. After the Classic last night, the Spurs took Game 1 in double overtime at Oklahoma City. San Antonio 5-1 this season against OKC. Cleveland at New York coming up in just over a half an hour to open the Eastern Conference Finals. In the regular season, New York won 53 games. Cleveland won 52 because New York beat them 2 out of 3 on the year, so the game's in New York tonight. The Trailblazers, with the new owner, reportedly fired about 70 workers today. One WNBA game tonight. And in the NHL, the Vancouver Canucks fired coach Adam Foote. They have a new general manager there. Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice is spending 30 days in jail for a probation violation. He'll miss OTAs and next month's mandatory minicamp. Rice was already sidelined after knee surgery, reportedly. Nashville will host the Super Bowl in 2030 in its new stadium. Minneapolis today was voted to host the draft in 2028. Next year's draft will be in D.C. The NFL approved the ability to play up to 11 international games starting next year, assuming union approval. There were 9 total on the slate that was released for this season. Bills quarterback Josh Allen was good to go for OTAs after off-season foot surgery. Arsenal clinched the Premier League title for the first time in 22 years. A reminder, the Indy 500 is this Sunday on Fox TV. Carlos Alcaraz will miss the French Open and Wimbledon due to his wrist injury. Major League Baseball, Atlanta has won 8-4 at Miami. Ronald Acuna, the Braves, with 3 runs scored. He returned after a strained hamstring. The Yankees are hosting Toronto. Yankee pitcher Garrett Cole will make his season debut Friday against the first-place Rays after Tommy John surgery last year. Now, right now, the Rays are tied 1-1 in the bottom of the third with the Orioles. Yankees scoreless with Toronto top of the second. Mets, after a rain delay in D.C., are underway and already up 2-0 at Washington in the top of the first. Guardians lead 3-2 at Detroit, top of the fourth. Back to you.
Steve, thank you. Appreciate it. Odd Couple Rob Kelvin on a Trash Talking Tuesday. Let's get to our guy. It's like you might as well kept a chair here. Ephraim Salaam, former NFL offensive lineman, Fox Sports Radio weekend host.
Don't get too comfortable.
What's up?
Wow. What's up, Ephraim?
What up, man?
What's up, brothers? How y'all doing, man?
Good. That was like I just said. I was just talking to you it felt like an hour ago. You were just here.
I'm very disappointed in your performance yesterday, Ephraim.
It was bad?
It was bad, yes.
Dang.
Because your pushback on the Pistons stuff was not good enough. It just
I
wasn't.
mean, but I listened to what the people said, and the people said it was pretty damn good. So I don't know. I mean,
are you trusting them or my 30 years in the radio business?
Well, I'm going to have to go because I consider myself the voice of the people. So I'm going to have to listen to the people. I give them what they want.
I got you.
Yeah, well, we'll get that. If you want to just call back on three-way in 2.5 hours, he's still. I told this man he over here supposed to be enjoying a wedding. He over here thinking about that. Let's get to this. We just had our pick. I think the Knicks get it done. I just think quickly they're tougher. I think this is their singular mission. This is why you let go of Tibbs. This is why you change the offense. He has the Cavs. He just thinks right now Harden can still win. I want to speak for you, but use the bigs.
They've won back-to-back 7-game series. Dude, Ephraim, they were down 0-2 to Detroit, the number 1 seed. They won game 5 and 7 on the road. And I love the way they utilized their bigs in game 7. But anyway, where are you?
Yeah, where are you at? I got the Knicks.
To your point, Rob, I think that says more about Detroit than it does Cleveland. I think the fact that they struggled with Orlando in the first round, there's no way they should have even gotten out of the Orlando
100%. I'm with you on that.
And I did mention that yesterday. I think that they were in trouble based on that series. So, I think it's more so Detroit's deficiencies, the lack of Duran showing up, and it just didn't. Sar Thompson, you got to be able to shoot jumps. You got to be able to score.
Yeah, how about just look at the rim?
Right. Fast forward to the Knicks. I think the Knicks, outside of what we're seeing on the Western Conference, are playing the best basketball. They figured something out with Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, they got bad opponents. They had two really bad opponents.
Well, I get it, but I'm just talking about the level of basketball ship and gamesmanship they're exhibiting together as a team. They have defenders. They can beat you inside out. They have shooters. I don't see how Cleveland, with the James Harden, is going to give them. I think it'll be over in 5. I think the Knicks can wrap that series up in 5 because, look, I don't believe in James Harden and I don't believe in Spider.
Yeah, and so last year you believed in the Knicks last year after they beat Boston, the defending champs, and then lost to Indiana?
Yeah, no one saw Indiana coming the way they did. I still don't even.
I don't know what happened.
Explain how that even transpired. And they probably, if
Halliburton
doesn't get hurt, they, for all intents and purposes, they were about to beat OKC in Game 7. So, that's an anomaly. That was a team that was on the same page and clicking. But the Knicks, I think it's destined for them to get back to the finals for the first time since, 99?
Yeah.
And then that'll be their crowning achievement and their accomplishment because anybody coming out of the West, good luck.
How do you know? Somebody could be hurt. It might not, like everybody. Ephraim, I'm not just you. But we got to stop with crowning everybody. OKC was going to win again. Everybody told me that. Oh, yeah, they're going to win it. Not you. I'm just saying. Okay. Am I right, Kelvin? Mm-hmm. Oh, OKC, who going to beat them? They young. They got this, got that. All of a sudden, they lose game 1, and now nobody's talking about OKC.
No, but you gotta be aware. Like, if you're a historian, you watch all the things. Like, I watch every game. I knew coming into this series, and I predicted that the Spurs could win the championship this year, and I'm talking about months and months ago, right? But what I do know is the 6 times that OKC played the Spurs won 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like, they struggled. No, they have an unsolvable puzzle that OKC can't match up with.
So the regular season matters for some teams, but not other teams. No, I'm asking.
Just in terms of confidence.
Okay.
Right? The confidence that OKC has had steamrolling literally through the entire league except for one team. It's the only team they lost a season series to. Yes, there is there is something to be said by that.
And
it's
even
a 6-game sample size.
I'm not an OKC. I picked the Spurs, right? I don't like their brand of basketball. But if I'm OKC, seriously, last night is not demoralizing to me, and I'm gonna tell you why. Wemby had a historic night, and it took double overtime for them to beat you. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
And SGA was horrible.
And he was horrible. So you know he could play better.
Yeah.
Wemby's going to put up 41 and 24 every night? No, he's not. And I'm just saying, you got to be careful. You look at that and think,
it's a wash. They're going to get swept.
The Spurs are going to sweep them. Right.
Yeah.
Like, there's no matchup.
No. That's ridiculous.
It is
Right
ridiculous.
there.
And I'm saying people get caught up on that.
You can't talk to people like that, Rob, because now they just saying anything. What I will say is, you're looking at that wrong. You're looking at it took them double overtime to beat them, and Wemby had to do this, and they were the favorites at home.
No, I get
and
that.
They lost.
But I do think
that's an extra game that they won. No matter how they won it, the Spurs
No. I'm not taking away that. I'm just saying if I'm OKC,
what it took to beat us.
to beat like they didn't come in and do a Detroit Pistons 31-point game on us where we had no answers. We went to double overtime. Yeah, you know what?
That would have been better if they would have blown them out. But the fact that they didn't blow them out on their home court, they lost in double overtime, and you haven't solved the problem or the puzzle. Because of the regular season, they lost 4 times to the Spurs.
Yeah.
The only time they beat the Spurs, Wemby didn't even play.
No, that is something that's floating around in the Thunder's head for sure.
But
Real quick,
if you're the Thunder, the Spurs didn't win every game that Wemby played. Like, let's not make it
he's beatable, which is what I was going to ask you.
I'm talking about matchup.
No, I get that.
So, but Ephraim, stay there. Last one for us, real quick. If that you can't run, it's not like we'll see them in a month. You have to beat them 4 out of 7. So what do you do from seeing that game? What do you do? Because if you say, well, you can't do nothing with me, well, then I got to do something else. What do you do if you're running the Thunder? How are you handling this?
Chet Holmgren has to guard Victor Wembanyama the whole game. If Victor's in the game, for whatever reason, they have Caruso and Dort and Harkenstein. That they're hiding Chet Holmgren for whatever reason, and it can't be that. Chet has to be what Wemby for the OKC. What Wemby is, he's got to parole the middle of the key. He's got to alter shots. He's got to protect the rim. Chet is standing at the 3-point line. I'm like, bro, they're hustling backwards. Chet is 7'2", and I know he doesn't play like Wemby, and he plays outside in and not inside out. But at some point, you got to be like, hey man, you got to put your big boy pants on, and you got to get in there and you got to fight.
The best part about it is we know there's adjustments to be made, so we'll see how they adjust. Dagnall will adjust in Game 2. Man, we go up against it. Appreciate it as always.
Absolutely. It's going to be fun. All right, gentlemen.
All right, no doubt. Should be fun indeed. On the way, Shekel City plus your tie rack play of the day. Plus, somebody got the wrong trophy. We'll explain what we're talking about. It's the Odd Couple on the Trash Talking Tuesday, Fox Sports Radio.
Is it because it's Monday?
Some people are comparing what could potentially be Wemby and SGA. They're saying this could be Bird versus Magic 2.0.
Yeah, big facts. They're talking about this series in the way that we haven't talked about a non-finals matchup in like a decade. Like they're saying this is Harden's Rockets versus KD and Steph's Warriors. This is Steph's Warriors versus KD's Thunder. Like this is Lakers Kings.
Heat Celtics.
Right? Like this is that kind of matchup where you got one team that's the established champion and the other team that's got what many believe is going to be, when he gets one, he's going to get all of them. He's going to be collecting these rings like he's Thanos and Victor Wembanyama. And so ESPN NBA insider Tim Bontemps surveyed a bunch of anonymous scouts, executives, coaches about this series, keys to the game, that kind of thing. And when they were just talking about the series itself, without getting into the X's and O's, you had one anonymous exec saying this has a chance to go down as one of the best series of the past decade, period. Another coach says this is the NBA Finals. And last but not least, we had an anonymous scout saying this is the start, talking about SGA versus Wembanyama, of another Magic Bird.
And I get the sentiment, but wrong. Wrong on several accounts. Let's start with the obvious. The fact that I believe the basketball gods was like, you know what? I'm going to give the NBA a boost. It's struggling. We know what's coming off the 70s. Drugs, this, that. The game wasn't the game. And you get two guys who played in college. Come on. You already starting there, that there's some rivalry.
Yeah.
Two guys played in college who are both going to be absolutely great. We all knew it. One was already the number one pick. He just stayed in college. How you the number one pick and you stayed in college in Bird? And then Magic is the number one pick the next year. So, boom, they come in and they're playing against each other in the NBA. Then you got to lay out the obvious to me to say why this isn't that. You literally had black and white. One black guy, one white guy on different coasts. Literal coast to coast. Boston and L.A. Hollywood versus blue collar. You got Smiling and Showtime versus, grumpy, blue collar in a lunch pail of Larry Bird. I mean, you had everything you could ever dream of in this. Styles of play, like I said, they already have familiarity. Not to mention the fact that they compete for championships, right? When they met the 3 times, it was for an NBA Finals title. So, to me, it can't be that. However, Laker fan, you'll appreciate this. It, to me, has more of a chance to be Kobe, Tim Duncan, where you all of a sudden have a guy.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Where you have a guy who's probably going to win a championship if they get through each other. So if I'm Kobe in the Lakers, whether it was Shaq for the first little bit, then obviously he was gone. If I can get through Tim Duncan, we're probably going to win the championship. If you're Tim and the crew, we get through the Lakers, we're probably going to win a championship. They matched up in 6 different playoff series throughout their years. 99, the Spurs won. Then the Lakers won in 01. Then the Lakers won in 02. Then the Spurs said, 03. And then in both, behind you, the winners went on to win the championship. And then in 04, the Lakers won. They lost to the Pistons, and then the Lakers won in 08. But my point is, it was Spurs, Lakers, Spurs, Lakers, Lakers. To me, that is what this can be. Also, what happened in that time frame? Both of them got MVPs. Now, Kobe only got 1, but you got an MVP out of that. Tim got, 2? So I feel like it's going to be more of that. 2 guys who are and similar in guard, big man. So I think it's going to be more of that, where we get to witness for the next greater part, maybe 5 to 10 years, 2 guys compete for titles, compete for MVPs. Teams could be the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. But I think it fits that mold more so than a Magic Bird. I don't think anything will ever be that again because of the magnitude of what it meant, how it raised the stakes of the NBA, how it popularized the game, how it made casual people at the water cooler at work who normally didn't care about the NBA watch it and talk about it. That was something unique. That's why I almost believe it was literally God sent, like give you something that we'll never see again. This has the potential to be Kobe, Tim Duncan, Lakers, Spurs throughout the late 90s, the 2010 run 2.0. What you think?
You made some extremely compelling points that I hadn't even thought about. So, kudos to you.
Okay.
The one thing you did leave out about Magic and Bird, the time in this country of divisiveness between African Americans and white Americans.
That's real.
And so it made it easy to pick a side.
Fox Sports Radio. Odd Couple on a Trash Talking Tuesday. Ian will get up chat with Ephraim. Thanks for Ephraim for calling in. A lot coming up in the show next hour. We will have Mark Stein, NBA Insider, is going to join us. We'll have Trash Talking Tuesday. So all that'll be a next hour for you.
It's good that we have Mark Stein, too, because he lives in Dallas and the whole Jason Kidd.
Great point.
So we'll ask him what the scuttlebutt is down there, what happened with Jason Kidd. So
we'll get to that. That's a great point there. Rob, right now it's time for Shackle City.
Welcome to Shackle City, the home base for Rob Parker's daily picks against the spread.
Did I do that?
All right, how'd you do?
Did I do that?
Friday.
We do this on Mondays.
Friday, I was 2-1. Because remember, I wasn't here yesterday, so that's Friday. 2-1. 139 and 105. Is that a robust?
Wow.
34 games over 500 versus
I
the
got to
spread.
start adding robust into my vernacular.
It's robust.
But I don't use that enough. Robust. I'm going to just start saying that for no reason.
All right, here we go tonight. I'm going to take the Cavs plus the 7.5. I expect the Knicks to win game 1.
Cleveland!
But I'm going to take the 7.5. It'll be close. They haven't played in a week. And the Cavs are coming off a 7-game
tired?
series. Nah, but
2 7-game series?
Adrenaline.
I did pull out.
I got the Padres again. They beat the Dodgers last night, 1-0. Boy, Padres plus 1.5 runs against the Dodgers in San Diego. Big series there. And then I got the D-backs minus 1.5. They're hosting the San Francisco Giants. So D-backs minus 1.5. Padres plus 1.5, and the Cavaliers plus 7.5. And remember,
what's that?
I'm not telling you who to bet on.
I need baby oil.
I'm telling you who I bet on.
All right. Let's get to your tire rack play of the day.
Castle to Wemby, rising deep three. Wee-wee! Victor Wembanyama, 6 feet behind the line, ties the game at 108.
I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know this, but Wemby's pretty good at basketball. Spurs Radio there on the call. And now it is time for your that was your Tire Rack play of the day, brought to you by Tire Rack for over 40 years. Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, for what, and for where they drive. Ship fast and free. Backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com. It is the way tire buying should be.
Wait a minute. That
oh, boy. What are you about to
That clip was from
Yeah.
who? Everyone knows it's Wemby. One more time. Everyone knows it's Wemby.
Hey.
All right.
All right.
We're going to get to Wemby and
the level of wearing that out is about to happen over the next
can't help it. It's on
30
social.
minutes or
Yes.
so.
We got it.
And yeah, shout out to Elijah for making the animation. For those of you,
Rob?
you can't see it because you ain't on YouTube.
They love it.
Rob, I need to ask you.
Yes.
You've been covering the league since Moby Dick was a guppy,
Yes.
right? Have you ever seen a center like Wemby shoot that far
No.
and just bucket it?
No. We've never
No,
seen
no,
that.
no.
Never seen
And
it.
it's not even. It's the normalness of the shot.
We're getting to Wemby the next time. Let's get to
It's
that
the
real
normalness
quick.
of the shot.
How much time we got, Alex?
Evante, we got about a minute and a half.
Okay. Let's make sure.
Evante, JSN just keeps getting the hosed, as the kids say.
Yeah, so Jackson Smith and Jigba, Seahawks receiver, reigning Offensive Player of the Year. He was sent the wrong trophy for winning that award. I mean, pretty simple. He was sent one that said Defensive Player of the Year instead, and he posted a
Was
video
his
to
name
social
on
media.
it?
What was that, Rob?
His name was on it, and it said defensive?
Yeah, exactly. Defensive Player of the Year. I wonder if, that with the mistake on it would be worth, more money, though, just because of that.
That's a good point. But remember, too, he said it's starting to get disrespectful. Remember when Drewski said his name when Jackson's, you know what he called him. I'm not going to replay that.
But here's what I'm saying. The NFL is so busy booking games all over internationally that they don't even know what they're doing back at home.
Take care of home?
Nobody's minding the store. How embarrassing is that for the National Football League? That just shouldn't happen because there should be people who check that stuff. Come on, man. It would be. It's just bad. It's terrible. It really is. And of course they'll be able to replace it or whatever. But I understand what he's saying. He's like, dude, I'm getting all this disrespect.
Yeah, he's just saying it's getting disrespectful. He's showing the award right here. It's got his name on it. AP Defensive Player of the Year. Meanwhile, he's like a 5'11" wide receiver. Talking about Defensive Player of the Year. And he said, I really want to expose them. It's getting disrespectful, guys. I really want to expose them, though, for this. Yeah, so he's got to be feeling some type of way. What's the point of winning awards? You don't know me.
We are Fox Sports.
It's the Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with 1.5 of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong. You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. Well, I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. And of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion. Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm gonna go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King. The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys. They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun. I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
Coming up in a few minutes, Game 1 of the NBA's East Finals, Cleveland at New York. Tomorrow's Game 2 in the West. One WNBA game later tonight. The Vancouver Canucks fired Coach Adam Foote and his staff after one season. The team has a new general manager. Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice is spending 30 days in jail for a probation violation, so he'll miss OTAs and next month's mandatory minicamp. His dangerous driving case would have been dismissed if he'd been able to complete probation. Reportedly, he recently had a cleanup knee surgery and is out for a couple of months. Nashville will host the Super Bowl in 2030 in its new stadium. Carlos Alcaraz will miss the French Open and Wimbledon with his wrist injury. The breaking news tonight in the NBA that Jason Kidd is no longer Mavericks head coach, that it was a mutual parting of the ways. To baseball, the Reds are leading at Philadelphia 2-1 in the sixth. Tigers tied 3-3 with Cleveland, bottom of the fifth inning. I'm Steve DeSager.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Hour number 2 here on the Odd Couple. Fox Sports Radio, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Trash Talking Tuesday. Don't forget, coming up, you'll be able to trash anyone, anything in the world of sports. You'll have 45 seconds or so, 30, 40 seconds, and we will not NOT interrupt you. And I want to remind you, for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive, shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation where they come to you. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. And make sure you check out our YouTube channel. That's right. Search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. And after you're done, you can tap the thumbs up icon, comment away. Let us know who you're agreeing with. Check out the our YouTube channel, and you can watch us live. I don't know what that was. Just search Odd Couple.
That was when Wemby scored.
And subscribe. Okay, don't forget, coming up in about 27 minutes, Mark Stein, of course, an NBA insider, and of course, we'll get to trash talking after that. Kelvin, do you want to just lay out what Wemby did last night, and then I just want to, and then we can both get a take on
Yeah, I mean, shoot, Wemby just absolutely just showed us what he could become. So just to kind of start it a little bit, we talked about it with Ephraim, the Thunder hosting the Spurs. This is kind of what everybody was waiting for. Some people feel like this is the NBA Finals right here. But the big takeaway was what Wemby has become and the phenom and kind of his real big moment. Everybody's watching him, and he comes out last night, gives them a basically 40-20 game in a double overtime.
41 exactly.
41 to be specific. And more than just the points, it was the shot he made from daggone the logo to tie the game before going into overtime, and he just was spectacular. Blocking shots, saving the day. It was really the Wemby show. Other guys had good games. We'll get to some of the specifics of that, but it was really the Wemby show.
Let me say this. We got Wemby. We got to start with a little.
Everyone knows this.
Everyone knows it's Wemby. I got to admit, in watching Wemby,
okay,
we were watching Will Chamberlain. And I mean it from the standpoint of the dominance of what he was able to do. And that's what I thought about when I watched, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is the dominance of Wemby and what he was able to do. And it only makes sense that it's Will Chamberlain and Wemby as the only two players in NBA history to record 40-plus points, 20-plus rebounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a conference finals debut. It's not often in sports that we get to see like something mythical that we've always heard about. We've never seen really Wilt Chamberlain. Older people have. Right. I can't recall watching Wilt Chamberlain. But that's what we got to watch last night. It was like history in the making. You were riding that unicorn last night that you've always heard about. Mm-hmm. I don't know how you left television and watching that, not thinking that you were watching something mythical, magical, different, saying, and that doesn't mean he's going to do this every night. That was a historic, magical night. I just told you, only him and Chamberlain have ever done that in a finals day, but it doesn't happen. Don't crown Wemby and say he's the greatest everything. No, there's a long way to go for that.
That's fair.
I'm not going to bang that drum. The Spurs aren't going to win every championship for the next 10 years. Wemby's not going to score 40 and 20 every night in the playoffs. He didn't do it this playoffs. Come on now. But last night, we saw Wilt Chamberlain if you had never seen him. It was the dominance. My God. Chamberlain was so dominant, guess what? They used to have to, they changed the rules so that he could play, so that it was fair.
They would change the rules.
Think about that. Do we need to change the rules for Wemby? What are we doing here if this continues? But it was a dominant performance that was it for me. I'm not into he's the greatest who ever played. Stop all of that noise. Can he win first? Mm-hmm. Can he get through the series? Will you be saying that if OKC comes back and wins the series? I don't think you'll be saying Wemby's the greatest player ever.
Oh, no,
so don't get on that boat. No, I'm just saying it takes time.
Right. If he do that 2 more times.
But it was an amazing thing to see. That's what I took away from it.
Well, usually we're the odd couple when we disagree. I don't think anybody can disagree with you on that, but I'm going to say this is what it was. So you went Wilt Chamberlain. Alex, this is what it was for me. It was this moment in pop culture music history. So you know the song, but what you are listening to is from the live performance of the Motown 25 celebration right here. Michael Jackson is dancing, and then for the first time on live TV, right here, he moonwalks. You hear the crowd. Right there. And there was a moment when pop culture changed forever, and we had already knew Michael Jackson would have been a star since he was 7, 8 years old. We knew that. You knew he was good. You knew the Jackson 5. You knew the shows. He was with Cher and Bono, and he's on tour, and you've seen it. And he had off the wall that gave him some big-time R&B hits, and he was that guy. Well, Wemby just finished 3rd in MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. He's been an All-Star. He was in the Olympics. We know he's that guy. But what we saw last night was his Motown 25, first time we saw MJ moonwalk, and it blew America's head and the world's heads, and they exploded and said, what was that? This is on another level. And that's what I felt like last night, because we knew he was good. We knew he was going to be scary good. But to watch this man come down and hit 38-foot threes to tie a game, to block shots, to change shots, and more importantly, what I love, Rob, he took it personal. There's a point of view shot of him sitting on the bench when they were giving the MVP trophy they were giving it to SGA, and he's sitting there fuming. Like, okay. After the game, they ask him, hey, man, did it seem a little personal about, you and SGA? I mean, and you're thinking he's not going to actually, he wouldn't say that. Do we have that? We didn't think he would. Most guys, oh, no, it's just about me. I'm focused. I'm locked in. I want to win the game, and I don't think about what other people's awards and whatnot. Wemby actually responded to the reporter and told him how he felt about it. This is what he said.
If that was in your mind at all, knowing that Shea had got that award and you were in the top 3 for it, and, did any part of tonight feel personal? Some of your facial expressions kind of look like you were really, really going for it.
Yeah, for sure. Everything you just said.
Everything you just, it was personal, and I'm mad he got it.
That was so lame. Everything you said. Well, can you explain it?
Well, I mean, he could have asked him to expound, but I'm saying most guys, that they do. No, I'm just locked in. I'm here for my team. I just don't even think about the other people. He's like, yeah. Couple that with the video, you watching him mad about it. I love everything he's about. He has that perfect mixture of, man, if LeBron had Kobe's and Jordan's killer instinct, he's got that. But he's got the camaraderie thing that LeBron's got and Magic had. He's blocking everything. He's shooting shots. That was incredible. And for me, like I said, to watch him want it reminded me of when Hakeem was sitting there fuming when David Robinson got that MVP. Like, word? This who y'all say the best player? He had to sit there and watch it before the game, and Hakeem proceeded to drop 40-piece on David Robinson's head and hit him with Dream Shake all night. That's what Wemby did, and I thought it was incredible to witness, not because it's everything. It's blocks, it's shots, it's changing shots, it's carrying, it's diving on the floor, literally diving on the floor, getting Chet Holmgren falling on his head. He was remarkable to see. As you mentioned, it was one of those things where you knew you were witnessing something special, and that's why I liken it to Michael Jackson was already a star, but that moment kind of took him out the stratosphere when he did that moonwalk, and we saw Wemby moonwalk last night.
Yeah, I just looked at the Chamberlain. That's what I.
That's a good one because we all just see the clips and holding up 100 and some games here and there. We didn't get to witness Wilt. But that's a good point of what it would have been like to see somebody.
That's what it felt like to me. Really,
this ain't fair.
Right? It's not fair, and that's why they changed the rules for Will. But it's a long road to go. I know people want to like just skip to the front of the line, and you'll hear a lot of people talking about it. You know, oh, Wemby, he owns the league now, and this and that off of the one game. And again, we talk about all the time. No one's trying to get Wemby hurt, but he's 7'5". And we know about leg problems and ankles and feet and all that with big guys. There's a long road to go. But is it promising? Yes. He's 23 years old.
22.
Right, 22,
yeah.
Third year in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Right, he's 22. Goodness gracious, yes.
It's crazy to think LeBron James got to the finals when he's 22. Wemby is ahead of what LeBron, his whole game, complete
What happens
game.
if the Cavaliers beat Wemby in them?
When I tell you something I did not see coming, if the Cavaliers beat, mind you, Wemby's playing. Don't give me Wemby done got out, like to your point, got hurt or something. Wemby in the series.
What do you mean?
Spurs?
Kevin Durant got hurt, and the Warriors.
Well, what I'm saying, that changes everything.
Well, but I'm
saying, my point is, if he's there for most of the game, maybe he can miss a game. That happens in sports. I'm not we know that. If first of all, the Cavs beat the Knicks, I'm already surprised. They beat the Spurs. That would be one of the great.
You were surprised by the Cavs and the Pistons. So you've been
overly.
surprised before.
Yeah,
yes, you were. What do you mean?
No,
they were
surprised.
They were up 2-0.
But I knew they were going to come back. They weren't going to. They're about to sweep the Cavs.
Not sweep, but there's no way you. We'll talk about next time.
We will. Not a big fan of the Cavs backcourt in the sense of winning it all, going past. So that's that. But Wemby, and you know what's crazy about the Wemby game that we're all going to remember? Where were you when you saw the Wemby game? Alex Caruso was the second best player on that court, and you know what it reminded me of? Ian, it was the Draymond Green Game 7 in the NBA Finals 2016 when the Cavs came back and win.
Draymond could not miss that game.
Draymond had the greatest game of his life, probably including middle school, high school, and college.
I remember all the memes that were after the game, like, oh, Draymond, like, oh, you're saying I hit all those threes for nothing?
Dude had like 32 and 15 and 8 assists, 32 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists. He was 6 for 8 from 3, 11 for 19. He will never have a game like that in his life.
That's why they left him open.
And well, I mean, part of that, and Caruso was being like, Wemby literally was like, you can have any shot. And credit Caruso, you got to knock him down. Caruso had 30-something points, blocking shots, diving on the floor, rebounds, steals. Caruso had one of the most incredible games that no one is ever gonna remember because of the Wemby game. And that reminded me of, the block, Kyrie's shot, Cavs come back from 3-1, and Draymond sitting there like, what about what I just did? That's what the Alex Caruso game reminded me of that, where no one's going to remember it because of what Wemby did when Alex Caruso had a remarkable game.
All right, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. What did the Wemby game stir for you as far as memories, or Kelvin thinks it's like when Michael Jackson moonwalked for the first time? I thought it was a glimpse of seeing what dominance we never really saw with Will Chamberlain for a lot of young viewers and listeners or whatever. What did it mean to you watching Wemby put up 41 and 24 in a conference final debut? It was pretty amazing. We want to hear from you next. It is The Odd Couple, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. And you know what you need to do. Stick and stay.
To see if Rob Parker approves this new Wemby song in the U.S.
What new song? What is this? I thought we were in America.
Are you thinking about what's next for you professionally? Well, whether you're looking to move up, switch fields, or finally finish that degree. I know a lot of you have been putting it on hold. Listen, University of Maryland Global Campus has your back. Explore more than 135 degrees and certificates to arm you with the skills for today's job market. Affordable, online, and built for working adults, UMGC offers programs that help you build lasting skills in leadership, communication, critical thinking, and more. So apply by June 1st and save with no application fee. So go to umgc.edu. Go check them out. Don't act like our numbers don't be doing good on socials, okay? They're gonna see it back, Rob G.
We got more affiliates in Montana than people watching on YouTube right now. But in any event,
shout out to Montana. Tony Montana.
Victor Wembanyama had himself a ball game last night in a pivotal game 5.
Now, remember, the next time you disrespect our numbers, I want you to show us your numbers on your podcast.
If we go subscriber count versus watchers, I'm killing
disrespect.
y'all.
Okay,
I'm just saying, I get like 40% of our subscribers are all watching me. Can't say the same thing about the Odd Couple. But in any event, Victor Wembanyama had himself a ball game. Game 5, they win going away. They're now up 3-2. Wemby finished with 27, 17, 5 assists, and 3 blocks. Just a monster on both ends of the floor. And after the game, Paul Pierce said on his podcast that Victor Wembanyama, already in his only healthy season in the NBA, best player he's ever seen. Take a listen.
This is the best basketball player I've ever seen play. He is the most complete player we've ever seen play the game. Like, we could talk about Broad, George. He is the most complete player in the history of the game. Like, the way he influences the defense, and he's just, and then when he turns it on the offense and he's just making all kind of shots. The type of shots that he's making at this size, even the ones he missed where he got fouled and they threw the lob and he almost made it. Like, I'm looking like to contort his body the way he does it at that size. The putback and one, he reaches his hand with the touch. Like, all this little stuff. I'm looking at the little things that he's doing as a guy that size, and it's just like unbelievable.
And go ahead, Rob.
No, I was just going to say, am I supposed to, Paul Pierce, he's the one who doesn't have LeBron in his top 10. I'm supposed to believe
he's changed now, sitting around with KG. KG be keeping it real. I think he's changed him a bit.
You sure? Because I was supposed to listen to his basketball analysis on other players when he couldn't even keep it real with LeBron. Now he's going to tell me Wemby's the greatest thing ever.
He is mature, Rob. I tell you what, I don't. He's right in the sense that we throw that around a lot. Somebody's a freak. Somebody's a unicorn. Somebody's a this. Somebody, like we called Porzingis a unicorn, and he was. Wow, he can move pretty well. He can shoot the three. He's big, obviously. This is something completely different, and his term complete player is the scary part because he's only 22 and he's already that. Like, by now, you could say, oh, LeBron, we saw what he was going to be coming, but you could say he's got to work on his jump shot, or he's good defensively, but there's a next level he could get to. And Jordan doesn't make his teammates better at this point in his career. He already does all of that, and that's what makes it scary. So to me, we start having that conversation of like, well, dang, he's the most complete. He's people are already saying he's the best player in the league now, and he could, how many MVPs will he win? And I think one of the things I start to think about, we had this conversation before too, and I don't know where you are on it. A lot of people will gauge the best based simply off of rings, like, all right, well, this person has X amount of rings in any league, whether it be a quarterback, whether it be an NBA, that makes him the best. You can't be the best unless you have 6 or 7 rings in the NBA, right? You got at least tie Jordan.
That's not how it goes. But people aren't gonna say that a guy who hasn't done anything yet, who's still trying to get there, didn't even win he didn't win any awards.
Mm-hmm.
Like out of the womb, that you're going to crown him as the greatest ever. Like I just think that it has more to do with that rather than winning rings. He hasn't won anything. If they lose this series, people are going to be ranting and raving in the streets. Oh, Wemby's the greatest player who ever played. No, they won't.
I think so. Not ever played yet, obviously, but I'm saying they'll say he's the best player in the NBA right now, and they'll say
Tim Duncan was a hell of a player, right? There's not too many things he didn't do well, and I'm talking about for his position. And guess what? Nobody even talked. This guy won 5 out of 6 championships. I don't know what he didn't do. What do they call him? The big fundamental.
The big
and nobody ever ranted and raved about Tim Duncan. And I'm not saying that Wemby can't get there. I'm out front on the Wemby stuff, but I'm not there like where everybody just wants to crown people too prematurely.
And I don't disagree with that.
That's all.
Yeah, I don't disagree with the crowd, but I think what makes him scary is what Paul was saying, the completion portion of it. Because Tim Duncan, for all of his greatness, Tim Duncan wasn't step back hitting threes. Tim Duncan wasn't grabbing a rebound, bringing a ball up, passing point guards at 7'5", 7'6". Like, it's freakish. And usually we can put holes in a game, right? Joker, as good as he is offensively, well, he obviously has massive limitations defensively, and there's things that he can't do agility-wise. He's not athletic like that, right? Which was fine because he's been the best player for the last handful of years. And you can go on down to Luka, as great as he is offensively scoring, doesn't play defense, doesn't get sucked into or he has to have the ball in his hand. Wemby can do whatever you want. Oh, you want me to just have 19 tonight and 19 rebounds and 10 blocks? Cool, I got that. Oh, tonight I got to drop a 40-piece? I can do that. Feel good.
I had a glizzy in my mouth.
There must have been. And this was you driving to Temecula by yourself yesterday?
Yeah, I was.
Had your driving shoes, your driving glasses on. Do you wear driving gloves too? Are you that old?
Of course not.
That means he got a couple of them, Alex. Driving out there.
No. No drinking, nothing. I'm just there for the couple.
No, I didn't say. I'm talking about this was your vibe on the drive there.
Yeah, it was a 2-hour drive. Is pretty hard for me.
Yeah. You're not a driver?
I'm not big on driving.
Yeah.
I only had to make one stop, so that's not bad.
You're from New York.
I'm just not a driver.
And by the one stop, you're saying one bathroom stop?
Just a 76?
Okay. Just a quick.
Only problem was, never mind.
Oh, boy. All right.
It wasn't
Rob.
No,
caution.
See, all the time now you needed to do wipes. You needed to do wipes.
Dude was like.
That's what you get. You eating healthy now. All that driving fiber going through you right there.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Odd Couple, Rob and Kelvin, on a Trash Talking Tuesday, which, by the way, is coming up in about 20 minutes.
So, wait a minute. The Mets were up 4-0 against the Nationals.
5-0, I saw.
Was it 5-0?
Yeah.
Look at the score now. It's 5-5.
I just turned away. When did that?
It was 5-0 Mets. You're right.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Step out.
All right, we got some calls.
We got to get some calls. Real quick, if you missed any of today's show, be sure to catch the pod. Just search The Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast. Ian will have it up in a little bit, and we'll get a best-of version, a full version, all when we are done. So, again, just search The Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast. Just search that for us. All right, let's get to
also,
we'll
roll across some more calls as well if you
know
have a chance to get in.
Because everybody knows it's Wemby.
Everyone knows it's Wemby.
All right, we'll get.
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's get to it. Basically, the point of it is, what did you witness last night? Was it a Wilt Chamberlain-esque? Was it something new? Was it Michael Jackson the first time he moonwalked? How did you receive that game from Wemby? 877-99 on Fox.
Enos in Corona, California. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, buddy?
Hey, guys. Great show as always.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You know, I think, like, I'm 40. I watched MJ play against Magic in the finals, but non-finals NBA, like, playoff games, I'd say Wemby's performance last night is on par with KD's 49 point, 17-10, and Kobe's 48-16 rebound game. I think better than LeBron, the Pistons. Everybody's talking about that game today. Like, that Pistons team was 3 years removed from a title. What he did last night to OKC, they looked scared to, like, be on the court with him.
Hey, that's
the only
true.
time, like, I've seen.
Well, but that's
guys
why I
scared.
brought up Chamberlain, because of the dominance. You know what I mean? Like they couldn't stop him.
It was like watching Shaq. Like when Shaq in the 01 finals, like Mutombo was the defensive player of the year, and he still put up like 35 a game on him. And but Mutombo was on him on every play. Here, it looked like nobody wanted any part of him last night. It was like, and hearing that arena go absolutely silent when he hit that shot.
Oh, they're so used to winning.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, they don't even know what they're doing.
That's a great point.
It was unreal because, like, when Steph hit his shot in that regular season game, the crowd kind of, like, you could hear them making noise. They were just dead silent last night. It was remarkable. It's been a while since I saw something.
Yeah, it was amazing, man. Appreciate the call. Who we got next?
Yep, couple of quick scores here. Cavaliers off to a good start in New York, 10-4.
4 points in the first. Just that rust factor.
And the
Knicks.
Yankees were down 3-0, and now it's a tie in that
Who
game.
hit the home run? I looked down and saw.
Who was
hit
that? The third baseman, I think.
home run for
all
them.
right, 877-99 on Fox. Joe in Minnesota, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Joe?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Doing
Welcome
great.
to the
Thank
show.
you. Thank
Hey,
you.
First time, long time. Driving
Appreciate
back and
you.
heard this. Yo, as a Timberwolves fan, I thought we were one piece away up until about Game 4 or Game 5 of our series, and then seeing what Wemby did made me okay with blowing this up because there's no way that we're going to get close to whatever that was. And the last time I felt that as a kid was when I was a Blazers fan and saw what MJ did to the Blazers. It was like, there's no way you're just at this other level. And I'll tell you what, though, the thing that impresses me the most, and we'll see if it's true, because you mentioned there's a lot of story left to be told, especially this year. I can't think of a season where somebody came out as they did and had this sort of playoff battle. Like Wemby, he put up 45 minutes. But this was after the Naz Reid elbow in one series.
Right.
This was after a concussion in the first series. Like, where they might run into a problem is the fact that they had 5 guys over 40 minutes. I get that, and it's a long series.
Nah, they're
But what
young.
he did last
They're
night,
young.
What he did last night, man, put everybody on notice that if you're in the West and you're not the Spurs, you might just have to blow it up. I don't care how many wins in the regular season.
Well, I get it. It's but yeah, it's a little premature.
Yeah, I get your point.
Everybody doesn't go, okay, the league's over, we have no shot, let's just rebuild. Like, you can't react like that.
No doubt.
Like a good example, and I'll leave with this, is like, again, love my Wolves. Love Jaden, love Naz Reid. During the regular season, there was the talk of Giannis and the trade, and maybe we try and work something out. But we were like, we're absolutely not trading Jaden and Naz to get Giannis. I left that Spurs series and seeing what Wemby did. It's like, it's got me thinking, like, yeah, we're not as close as we thought, and we got to make a move.
I mean, we
Thanks
say
for the
that.
call.
Thank you. We say that, and then you make the right move, not just a freak out overreaction move. And you're right back there. And I'll say this last point: in a year or so, some of these guys got to get paid, Rob. We talk about
Everybody
it all the time.
can't stay together, right?
Maybe Castle wants to go somewhere else and get paid. Maybe, the things start to happen. I don't think the Spurs are going anywhere in that they'll be in the mix for every year, but I'm just saying as if they're going to automatically win every year is different.
Kevin in Culver City, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Kev?
God is good.
All the time.
All the time.
Hold on. It's 7-5.
They had two runners
Nationals.
on third, first,
It was
and third.
5-0 Mets. It's 7-5 Nationals. Go ahead, Kev.
Let me tell you something, man. You know, I'm a music guy. I got my Abs Zinkley. I'm going to give you something. I remember there's a song with Digital Underground. You remember this, Rob? All Around the World.
Are you kidding me? I use that song for my video of going to all 7 continents.
Oh, that's
I use that.
Yeah. And Tupac came on the scene and was like, who is this kid? And spitting. A legend was born. I was at Game 7 against Portland Trailblazers. Vanessa Lane, who was Vanessa Lane back then, Vanessa Bryant behind me, Giancarlo Kobe, Leonardo DiCaprio in front of me, everybody standing wearing Lakers shirts. I love LA, and we saw the Kobe jump shot, we saw the alley-oop to Shaq. We said, this is the moment. The Lakers are running the league for the next 3 years, and they did. And that was the moment where Kobe and Shaq ran the league. What we saw last night was Jordan in the form in 1991. This was Tiger Woods at the Masters saying, hello, world. When Wemby was Superman and he fought the Avengers of blocking Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, blocking Jalen Williams, blocking Chet, dunking on Chet, let him know about it, Chet blocking Wemby, and then Wemby saying, oh, okay, let me empty the chamber. I got a 3-point. Watch this from the Curry zone. Swish to tie the game. Basketball remembers moments. And then the pose. Let's talk about the pose. The category is running the NBA. Victor Wembanyama posing, saying, take the picture. Look at me. That's the MVP. But who is this? He was Kendrick Lamar with the aggression on Euphoria. He delivered. And this is his league now.
Kevin, you were locked in on this.
They could have played Madonna's Strike a Pose. Right?
Yeah, it was a Vogue situation.
It really was.
No doubt, Kevin. Appreciate you, man. All right, thanks everybody for that. Yeah, it was magical for sure. All right, we got Mark Funky Cole Medina getting ready to join us here in a moment. Right now, we're checking in with Steve DeSager, who's going to tell us what the heck happened with the Mets.
We will get to the baseball as something spectacular did happen, actually. Game 1 of the NBA's East Finals is underway. They're in a timeout in New York, under 4 minutes to go first quarter. Knicks are leading 14-13 over Cleveland, even though the Knicks from three-point range are 0 for 5. You might recall long ago, the last Knicks game, they have won 7 straight. Their last game a week ago Sunday when they swept Philly, they only dominated Philly by 30 points. The Knicks as a team that day on three-pointers were 25 for 44. Cleveland is led by the early 7 points of Donovan Mitchell. Game 2 of the West Finals is tomorrow. Jason Kidd is no longer the Mavericks head coach. They mutually parted ways, the club said. There is a new team president in Dallas, Masai Ujiri. Michigan's Morris Johnson is staying in the NBA draft after reportedly doing well in last week's draft combine. The Vancouver Canucks fired coach Adam Foote and his staff after one season. The team has a new GM. Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice is spending 30 days in jail for a probation violation. Rice was already sidelined after recent knee surgery, reportedly, but should be ready for training camp. Kevin Harvick and Jeff Burton have been selected to NASCAR's Hall of Fame. A reminder, the Indy 500 is this Sunday on Fox TV. The Grand Marshal will be Caitlin Clark. Carlos Alcaraz will miss the French Open and Wimbledon due to his wrist injury. To Major League Baseball, the Yankees will have Garrett Cole on the mound against the Rays on Friday. The pitcher returns after last year's Tommy John surgery. The Yankees are tied 3-3 end of 4 against the Blue Jays. Rays are winning again, 2-1 the lead on the Orioles in the bottom of the 7th. The Rays are the first place team in the AL East, 3 games over the Yankees in the standings. The Reds are leading 4-1 at Philadelphia in the bottom of the 7th. The Phils have won 5 in a row. In fact, they're 16-4 under the interim manager Don Mattingly. Kyle Schwarber of the Phils out again tonight due to illness. Cleveland up 4-3 at Detroit in the top of the 8th inning. The Mets were leading 5-0 in the 2nd. Bo Bichette with a couple of early home runs. Washington's now up 7-5 on New York at the end of 3. James Wood with an inside-the-park grand slam for the Nationals. Also in progress, the Red Sox and pitcher Ranger Suarez leading 2-1 at Kansas City in the bottom of the 3rd. Houston shutting out the Twins in Minnesota 2-0 bottom of the 4th. The Brewers are up 3-0 at the Cubs top of the 4th. Jason Misiorowski, my goodness, he's throwing over 100 miles an hour again. Jacob Misiorowski already has 5 strikeouts in his 3 scoreless innings so far. And by the way, Dodger pitcher Blake Snell did have his elbow surgery today. Dodgers at Padres tonight. Back to you.
Steve, with that in the park grand slam, Like, did the ball get under the wall or something? Like, what?
The left fielder into left center leaped against the wall, and it hit his wrist, missed the glove, and it knocked the ball away from both fielders.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I'm like, what? We both were like, whoa, what the heck happened there? All right, thank you. Odd Couple, Rob and Kelvin on the Trash Talking Tuesday, which, by the way, if you want to line up for that, you can do it now, 877-99 on Fox, 877-99 on Fox. You can hit us up for that. And also, you can stream us live wherever you happen to be with the iHeart app. That's right. Catch us and all your favorite Fox Sports Radio shows live 24/7 in the new and improved iHeart app. And just search Fox Sports Radio in the app to stream us live all day, every day. And again, be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as one of your presets in the iHeart app. All right. We are joined now by our man, Mark Funky Cole Medina. Mark, appreciate you jumping in, man. Being quick to hop on for us. We appreciate it.
Kelvin, Rob, appreciate you. Rob, I'm watching Knicks Cavs. They're showing all the courtside celebrities. I thought you'd be there. What happened to your tickets?
I don't have those kind. I don't have that kind of juice anymore.
Oh man, I see all this footage of you mentoring all the Syracuse students. I thought you had hooked up somehow. Oh well.
Hey, I tell you what. By the way, for both of you, the Knicks, when they show the whole Hollywood stars and all. The Knicks beat Staple, or what is it, Crypto now. I mean, my gosh, they have, because the people there are actual New Yorkers, and they actually love the Knicks. But it is just amazing how many people are there.
Damn. Well, they do have some good celebrities. I think it was Jimmy Fallon and Ben Stiller, Michael J. Fox. But yeah. I know Jack Nicholson hasn't been around. But you hate on Denzel Washington? He's been there a lot.
Why can I hate on my cousin? That's my cousin. You know that. Come on now.
That's his play cousin. I ain't no cousin. Right.
Man, what happened? What the heck, Cass?
All right, let's talk about the performance by Wemby last night and what that was.
Yeah, I mean, you saw absolute dominance, 41 points and 24 rebounds. It was clear by just his body language and people around the Thunder that they think, the fact that he didn't win MVP and Shea won his expense, there was some extra edginess. I think the thing that's so fascinating about Wemby is that on one hand, he is this humble, team-oriented, coachable guy, but he is a competitive you-know-what. He plays with a chip on his shoulder, and he has a lot of disdain for the Thunder. Like, he and Chet Holmgren have a lot of history going back and forth day into their prep days. So, yeah, the Thunder had their hands full. I think this is going to be a competitive series, but Victor Wembanyama is on this whole other planet level.
But let me say this, and I talked about this earlier. If you're OKC, do you look at this and go, dude, it was a Herculean effort by Wemby just to beat us at home in double overtime? Do you know what I mean? Like there was a lot going on there. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you feel good or bad about it that it took him 41 and 24 in order to beat you?
Yeah, I think split the difference. Obviously, you lose home court advantage. The Spurs are a team that could actually threaten the Thunder. That's bad, but the good thing for the Thunder is they have some low-hanging fruit adjustments, most namely with, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander shooting a lot better than 7 for 23. And this is different than the Lakers. He's facing a physical perimeter defender in Dylan Harper and Victor Wembanyama. Against the Lakers, physical perimeter defender and Marcus Smart, but DeAndre Ayton at the rim. But I think that he's going to shoot more efficiently. The good thing is the Thunder have shown that when his shot's not falling, they do have reinforcements. Jalen Williams is back. It was his first game. He's going to be more efficient than 11 for 25. I don't know if Alex Caruso is going to replicate 8 of 14 from 3, but he can be a good three-point option, and they have other players at their disposal from 3, whether it's Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins, Kassan Wallace, even Lou Dort. So, yeah, I expect this series to go the full gambit. And I did pick the Thunder to win it only because they are the number 1 seed. Their team identity, it starts with Shea, but they have so much depth. The Spurs, they are great. They have a good talent, but let's be real. It starts and ends with Victor Wembanyama. But, I think we saw in Game 1 this could really go anywhere. But series far from over.
Yeah, I picked the Thunder just based off of the winners. They've been here before, but obviously the Spurs are incredible and have been all season. And if the Spurs, you're probably saying, hey, we've been beating them, all year. But let me ask you this. One of the things Rob and I have talked about, in the NBA, you look at the teams that are saying, oh, they're too young. They haven't been there. They haven't gone through this. The Spurs kind of, would that shock you? They skip that and just go straight to the finals, meaning they beat the Thunder and get there?
I want to be shocked by that because I don't think that they're overwhelmed with the moment. Like they might quote unquote lack playoff experience, but they're a mature team. That's number one. I asked that question earlier in the season to De'Aaron Fox, and he, that whole idea of, they haven't been in the playoffs. What does that mean? And he said that's a fair criticism for most teams, but this team is elite defensively, and that starts with Victor Wembanyama. Most young teams don't have that elite kind of a defensive identity, and ironically, they've been more mature enough that they can absorb, like De'Aaron Fox being out with an injury, and he's questionable for Game 2 still because of his right ankle. And so you've seen someone like Dylan Harper take leaps and bounds. Like when he was drafted number 2, scouts around the league told me that this is a guy who's not afraid of the moment. He plays with force. He knows how to get downhill. He buys into coming off the bench and being coachable, et cetera, but they projected it's only a matter of when, not if, he's going to ultimately be the number one guy to eclipse De'Aaron Fox, and we've really already seen that. Part of it's been by design because Fox is out, but Harper's that good of being a really great playmaker, being aggressive, and also honing in defensively and really having that be the catalyst that fuels his game.
Yeah, I agree with that. And having a player like Wemby is just, that's not normal. You know what I mean? Like
not at all.
For you know what I mean? A young team,
Yeah.
and then you say why they could buck the odds and get there. You know what I mean? Without going through the growing pains most young teams have to go through. He's an anomaly.
Yeah, I mean, he's a generational talent. It does help that it's the Spurs culture, and Greg Popovich, even though he's not coaching anymore, he still has a voice. Mitch Johnson has shown that he's a rising young coach, and they do have, key veterans like De'Aaron Fox, Harrison Barnes, that helps hold some of the young guys accountable, coachable, but it starts and ends with Victor Wembanyama. This is a very unique generational talent that you can already book Hall of Fame, multiple All-Star appearances, championships. We're just seeing the beginning of something special here.
Yeah, it was amazing to see, and all of us to see. And last point for me was just simply what he does on both sides of the ball. You know what I mean? Some guys are just great offensively. Luka, he can drop 50, but to see him care and want to block shots and change shots and dive on the floor and then turn around and drop a 40-something piece, that's what makes him, separates him. And coming down, grabbing rebounds, yet bringing the ball behind his back and doing all that at 7'5", which I think he's more like 7'6".
Yeah, you can't replicate that. And what's fascinating, this is year 3 for him. This is something that some scouts that I talked to entering the NBA draft 2 years ago projected would happen, that this idea that, he has all these special skills, but he's too thin, he's frail, can't absorb the physicality. They projected by year 3 a complete non-issue. Like, he's not ever going to be Shaq, but
I don't know how they could say that. I'm not going to buy into that.
That what?
That if he passes year 3, he'll be good to go for his whole career. Is that what you're saying?
They're saying physically, why?
Yeah, I'm talking about having a physical presence. Like,
I thought you meant that, as far as injuries.
Oh, no, they were
like once you pass the
I'm
first
not talking about injuries.
Okay, I was going to say, after 3 years, wouldn't tell me anything.
Yeah, that's unusual. He's fine after this 3 years.
Right.
He's had injuries. I mean, that's clear. I'm talking about, is he too thin to compete in today's NBA with physicality?
I got you.
And we've seen not only can absorb it, he's playing physical himself.
All right. Well, hey, we got to end it there, buddy. We're up against it. Thank you, Mark. Thanks for jumping in like that. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys. And, hey, Rob, congrats on the Pistons.
No doubt.
I was right. I tried to tell you that.
You're right. I'm saying congrats on you being right.
Okay. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Hey, trash talking.
Too bad my co-host couldn't say that, but we'll be all right.
Well, we got a whole thing to argue about here in a moment. Oh, you really don't want to see what the Mets are doing right now. 877-99 on Fox. They're collapsing right now before our eyes. Trash Talking Tuesday. You want to get in, 877-99 on Fox. 877-99 on Fox. You want to hop in, your chance to do so. It's The Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Hey, it's Trash Talking Tuesday on The Odd Couple. Get those cans to the curb.
What are you, garbage man?
Call us right now at 877-99 on Fox.
But the other game is tonight, the nightcap. Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs taking on Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And ahead of that game, Yardbarker, which we get some content from. They got some good stories on there.
What? Wait a minute. Those are fans, right? Writing stuff?
No.
What is that?
No, like they're like sports bloggers and opinion. Like they write little blurbs about stuff.
You didn't help yourself, Rob.
They didn't go to journalism school.
Hey, let him get these takes off, Rob. So there's a columnist or a blogger, whatever you want to call him. He writes for Yardbarker. Wrote a piece ahead of Game 3 on the heels of Anthony Edwards after Game 2 making his franchise record 48th career playoff game appearance for Minnesota, the most in Timberwolves history. Floated out the idea, is Anthony Edwards already the greatest player in Timberwolves history?
Go ahead, Kelvin, because I don't have.
Yeah, no, the answer is an emphatic no. And we got to pause and calm down and let people play their duration of their time with a team, their tenure. Relax, pump the brakes. Matter of fact, hit the anti-lock brake. You can hit the drift brake if you want to do the Tokyo drift. Hit the brakes for a minute, all right, people? Anthony Edwards is a good to great player. He's going to have an amazing career. Let's settle down. That answer is Kevin Garnett. The answer is Kevin Garnett for several reasons, because I think you got to forget the cultural impact. He was the first guy to come out of high school in quite some time, right? You had Moses Malone, however many years before that. He had a nickname already. He was the ticket. And I think what he brought to an organization that I can't even think of what the Timberwolves did before him. Like, I literally don't remember a single thing before him. Maybe I think they had Cherokee Parks or something, if that's the best I can think of. And Kevin Garnett gave them something to hope for. He gave them identity. He gave them passion. He gave them blood, sweat, and tears. And I understand he didn't have all the success. He didn't win rings there, but they also didn't do a lot to build around him. They got Stephon Marbury out of there too early. And I think, but let's just settle down. What he meant, that's why the other night, because they had bad blood between him and the organization. He finally came back a month or so ago for the first time. They go crazy. They had welcomed him back. You got the new ownership group, Alex Rodriguez and the crew, and they want to bring back guys who mean so much to the organization. And I don't think anyone means more to the Timberwolves than Kevin Garnett. Can he eventually get there? Sure. Can we give him some time too, please? Yes. And also, I think they got a great guy in Anthony Edwards in that there's some echoing of the same temperament, right? Kevin Garnett, we knew, vocal, cared, passionate. You never question was he going to play. Never question his heart. Anthony Edwards, for all the young guys who were starting to do load management and I don't want to play, he plays. He wants to play. He shows up. He plays both sides of the ball. He's very vocal. He's got that great charismatic personality. He's on his way, but I think it's too fast to already say that. Pump the brakes, relax, chill, let something marinate like Big Mama did when she was cooking up something. She let it marinate before she just threw it out there. You got to let all the seasoning get up in there. And so I just think it's a little premature for that. But I love the temperament. I love what he like his desire to play, his desire to win, talking trash. He cares. He is a historian of the game. He very well could be, but absolutely, as of current today, if he were to retire today, is Kevin Garnett. But I think he's on a track to be, and they should be happy that they got a guy who wants to win, who cares about winning, cares about the city, cares about his teammates. But hold up, it's Kevin Garnett.
It's so premature.
Hold up.
What do we do? We're celebrating a guy who didn't make it to the finals, was on the doorstep twice? That's what you're celebrating? Is that how pathetic the franchise is? That you're celebrating not getting there? I just don't even understand it. It's just not, what are we doing? Like really? Like, can you win something? Should we put a statue out for him already since they got to the Western Conference Finals 2 years in a row and didn't make it to the finals? Is he worth a statue? It's just premature. Stop rushing everything. Can he win something for you? Mm-hmm. Can you make it feel good a little bit to at least decide, hey, this was something that we haven't had before? Yes. Win a title. I would look at you and go, wow, that's amazing. Ant-Man won a title for the Timberwolves. Can you believe they won a championship? But instead, no, we want to celebrate everything. Every little while, oh, yeah, he's played in a lot of playoff games. That's nice. Good. How about winning? Can we win something? Can you win a stuffed animal at the circus? Can you win something? A raffle at the bake sale? Can you win something?
Vogue. It's the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. Thank you to Mark Funky Cole Medina for joining us. Tired of endless job searches, job board searches? Well, with Express Employment Professionals, one application connects you to multiple jobs, and job seekers never pay a fee. Get weekly pay, local support, and real opportunities. Visit expresspros.com today. That's expresspros.com. Now it's time for the Express Pro of the Week. The Pro of the Week, you guessed it, Victor Wembanyama, for his performance last night in Game 1. So, again, congrats to Wemby for being our Express Pro of the Week. 41 and 24 and big shots and big blocks. Remarkable game. All right, let's get to it. It's time for Trash Talking Tuesday. Vogue.
Don't you ever talk about me. It's Trash Talking Tuesday.
It's your teeth, Reggie. I don't know whether to smile at you or kick a field goal, man.
All right, let's start off with Jabari in Chicago. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. Who are you trashing, Jabari?
I'm trashing Robert Jebediah Parker.
Wow.
All year, you've been calling this man Charlie Brown, saying Charlie Brown is nothing without Snoopy. Charlie Brown can't dance. Charlie Brown, yeah. But now they're in the Eastern Conference Finals. You don't got nothing to say about him. What's going on, Uncle Robbie? Where the energy at, man? Where Charlie Brown at now? Did he finally kick the football or what? Man, let me know something, Uncle Robbie, man.
All right, Jabari, thanks for calling.
Appreciate it, Jabari.
Any other time I'd be talking back, but I can't. Ray in Phoenix.
You got a lot of middle names, by the way.
You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. Who you trashing, Ray?
Ray, my bad.
Hey, I want to trash OKC.
Go ahead.
If they're out in 5, the only thing they got in front of them, they're going to bring Giannis in to deal with Wemby.
Okay.
I listen, appreciate it.
Wow.
We can't get into it. Boy, yeah.
Don't get into that. All right, Chance in Alabama. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
Who you trashing, Chance?
Yo, I'm trashing the Kansas City Chiefs organization as a whole. Their joke to keep Rashid Rice around. It could have been a rug situation. He could have killed some people, and now the guy can't stay clean. He's blessed to get probation. People got injured in that car wreck. People could have died. And, if they were a legitimate, good franchise trying to do the right thing, they cut his ass. And one more thing, they have a punter on their team named Matt Ariza. The Bills drafted him. They cut him because he's got a ton of sexual assault allegations from a few years ago. Tyreek Hill. They're a joke of an organization. They just don't care who as long as they get wins. I'm trashing the Chiefs and their holier than thou organization.
All right,
Chance. I hear you, my man. Orlando and El Paso. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. Who you trashing, Orlando?
Well, I'm trashing the Pistons, much to Rob's chagrin, because they did choke. They choked away. They didn't show up when it mattered. I'm so disappointed in them. And I'm also trashing your buddy, Rob, Mr. Colin Cowherd. Did you hear that Ben Simmons won his first title today in fishing? All right? And I'm trashing Colin Cowherd because he went on and said, yo, LeBron, we're good, bro. The NBA is in good hands. And look at him. He's over here winning fishing titles.
No doubt. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Right. 877-99 on Fox. How about can we squeeze in Chili Tim in Atlanta? You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. Who you trashing, Chili?
I'm starting with the Knicks fans and all these other takes. The Knicks fans, I'm so tired of hearing this song, Go New York, Go. I'm like, no, New York, no. My brother-in-law. If the Knicks win, my brother-in-law is going to make me rethink my forensic psychology to make our body disappear. I cannot have the Knicks win.
This is not the Chili I know.
Let me tell you, Kelvin, I got to trash you, too, because of that soliloquy you gave about the Pistons last night. Of course it was a disappointing season. Come on.
Exactly. And he's going to get his comeuppance. He's going to get his comeuppance.
Whatever, you know what? Turn the music up. Let him hear this song.
I'm trashing you next hour.
Let him hear this song. Go New York.
No.
We are Buffalo.
It's the Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with 1.5 of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong. You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. Well, I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. And, of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion. Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm gonna go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King. The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys. They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun. I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
I'm just trying to give you something spooky out to forget. I'm just trying to give you something. I'm just trying to give you something spooky out to forget. I'm just trying to give you something.
Under 5 minutes to go till halftime in the opener of the NBA's East Finals. Low-scoring game in New York. Knicks lead Cleveland 38-29. Cavs shooting just 34% from the floor. That includes 3 of 15 from three-point range. Knicks just 2 of 15 from long distance. Tomorrow, Game 2 of the West Finals. Jason Kidd is no longer the Mavericks head coach as they mutually parted ways, even though he had 4 years left on his contract. There's a new team president in Dallas, Masai Ujiri. To the NHL, no games tonight, but the Vancouver Canucks did fire coach Adam Foote and his staff after one season. That team has a new general manager. The recent MMA card, headlined by Ronda Rousey, drew over 12 million viewers on Netflix, according to the promoter. Kevin Harvick is into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Carlos Alcaraz will miss the French Open and Wimbledon with his wrist surgery. The Braves won 8-4 at Miami. I'm Steve DeSager.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Our number three. Here on the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. Be sure to check out the YouTube channel. That's right. The Odd Couple on Fox Sports Radio has a YouTube channel. Just search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube.
Just do it!
You can also go there, tap the thumbs up icon, comment away. And again, watch us live on YouTube. Just search Odd Couple FSR and subscribe. Don't forget, last call coming up. A lot of other stuff to get to. But for the Odd Couple fans who tuned into the radio yesterday who were very disappointed, not because I wasn't on, but because Kelvin delivered one of the worst takes in radio history.
That is saying a lot.
It was
what did I say?
It was so bad. And here's my issue I have with you,
Okay.
and we'll talk about it.
We're going to talk about it.
A, can you talk about the fire before you talk about rebuilding the house? So your conversation was about what the Pistons are going to do and how they're ahead of schedule. No. You have to address first the fire and the damage that was caused. That's all. That's just basic, seriously, before you go talking about what they should do next year. And number two, and this is where I'm like, really? You sat here next to me that for sure they were going to the next round. They were beating the Cavaliers. Like you wouldn't give the Cavaliers like an ounce of like they got a chance of getting there. You went out of your way. Cade is could be the face of the league on 13 points in Game 7 and scoreless in the second half and no three-pointers. Like that was a bad loss on so many levels. And I think you let the Pistons off the hook. They were up 2-0 in this series, and when I called them frauds, it wasn't just because they were down 3-1. They should have lost that series against Orlando. They should have never been down. They were the number 1 seed taking on the number 8 seed. And they needed Wagner not to play the last 3 games and for somehow an NBA team to miss 24 straight shots and 1 for 20 in the fourth quarter to win that series. Then you win the first 2 games in this series against the Cavaliers and lose 4 of the next 5, including Game 5 and Game 7 in your own crib. And add to that, they went to Cleveland for Game 6 and blew them out, so they had all the motivation and all that stuff going. And to give them a pass and say they're ahead of schedule, I'm not buying that. When you're the number 1 seed, this is why I didn't buy the Pistons from Jump Street. And you could poo-poo it all you want. What did I say all year about their shooting? That I didn't trust it. I didn't think they had enough shooting. I didn't buy into it. Did they win a lot of games? They won 60 games. Did they play harder than most people play? They certainly did. And you can win a lot of games in the NBA if you play hard every night. And I'll give J.B. Bickerstaff that to get them to play hard every night. In the playoffs, you need people to make plays and be able to shoot. It was glaring of what? Even Tobias Harris. What was that? Okay, so all I'm saying is I stuck by my guns. I thought they were going to lose to Orlando. Not before the series, but once they got down, I didn't think they could make it back. And they won. But this choke job, this fraudulent Eastern Conference, title winner, and then to lose to the Cavs in the fashion that they lost, up 2-0 and can't win Game 5 at home. Remember, Game 5, what was the score? They got outscored 9-0 to end the game, not in their own crib, 9-0. And then to get annihilated by 31 points, a number 1 seed in a Game 7, and your star player is basically MIA in the second half. I'm sorry. I can't give them a pass. I don't care about 2 years ago when they won 14 games. Everybody uses that as an excuse to let them be. Oh, well, look at the progress. 2 years ago they won 14, and last year they won a couple of playoff games, and it's okay. There's no way, Kelvin, you could say it's okay and they're ahead of schedule. They should have won the series against the Cavs. Can you acknowledge that was a choke job by them after winning the first 2 games, after being up by 8 points in the last 2.5 minutes at home in Game 5, because they should have won Game 5 and then go to Cleveland and win Game 6, and the series is over.
If this is where I think you're understating your point, a couple points you made.
Sure.
This team, this Pistons team, went into every series where the best player might be Cade, if you want to say it's Donovan Mitchell, if you want to play, but it's maybe Cade in most of them. And then the second, third, and fourth best players were likely on another team, a la the Cavs. But the Pistons' strength is in the way they play defense, they perform, they show up. If you have a team where we're questioning who Tobias Harris might be your second best player, that's saying a lot about the team. That's saying a lot that they probably overachieved, and that also says a lot that the 60 wins may have been inflated by what we know. 8 teams for the first time in the history of the NBA have lost 55 games or nothing. What was the biggest storyline of the NBA?
Did you expect them to beat the Cavs?
Yes, I said that on the air.
Did you expect them to beat Orlando and struggle to a Game 7?
No, I didn't expect them to struggle. So my point is, when they got into the playoffs, some of those inflated wins came back to bite them. So I agree with you. Hold on. I agree with you. We all said it. The shooting is terrible. We've been to it. We were literally questioning about somebody in gambling trouble. Where's Malik Beasley? We even said, you know what they should do? They should go get somebody to help Cade. And they didn't, for whatever reason. I don't know if they wanted to think they can do what the Thunder did and said, hey, we're just going to ride it out with the young guys. Then we'll make some moves. They went and got Hartenstein. They went and got Caruso. They made a couple of moves. They ultimately won it last year. So I don't know if the Pistons are trying to say, let's see what this run can do, and then we'll adjust. But my point is, they never addressed the shooting. They never addressed another guy who can create a shot. They were hanging on a two-way guy in Dennis Jenkins. Literally, Dennis Jenkins had to become the guy to, hey, can you do something else when Cade can't? And a 22-year-old in Jalen Duren got reminded or got shown what the playoffs are. So to me, in reality, they did not beat the Cavs. I thought they would, but I can't say this season was a disappointing season because they lost. The game was an absolute disappointing Game 7, without a doubt. If you told me they'd have lost, I would have said, all right, it's Game 7. Anything's possible. And the Cavs have better. Donovan Mitchell's perennial All-Star. James Harden's going to Hall of Fame. Evan Mobley's been an All-Star. Jared Allen's been an All-Star.
That's not. I get all that.
So what I'm saying is, if you'd have said they lost against something, I would have been like, "That's not crazy."
No, but it's
they're
not
getting blown out. That is crazy, and that's my disappointment.
It's not just Game 7. It's Game 5 at home. It's not that. They shouldn't have won Game 5 at home. They got outscored 9-0.
I just came on the air with you and told you gotta close that out. But my
issue is. I'm not giving them a pass. They were fraudulent. They were never that team. They weren't. I don't care about how many. They were Cade and 4 football players that play really rough, defensively and
but
physical.
That's what I'm saying. You're going against your point.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
So what I'm saying is,
when I called them frauds, is what I'm trying to say to you. I was spot on all year because I didn't believe that they could win with what they had. I'm saying,
I'm saying that they got to where they could get with the team you set, that is.
But that's not what you picked them to beat the Cavs.
Yeah, and I was off by a half.
You
of a
weren't
game.
off by half.
Rob, it was game 7 that they got blown out. You act like they got swept by the Cavs.
And you didn't.
I don't like James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. How you feel about the Knicks getting in the finals is exactly how I feel that a Donovan Mitchell and James Harden led backcourt can get to the finals. I got to see that to believe it. And so, yes, I picked the Pistons because of what they do well, which is play hard. We all know the offensive struggles when they go through these lows.
But your conversation yesterday, I listened to it.
Yeah, but I'm saying
it's more about next year and what they need to do. And what I'm trying to say to you is, up 2-0, you got to lose 4 out of 5. It's pretty to say that you're just disappointed about Game 7. I'm sorry. Like I get it that they lost. You should be disappointed that they lost a series where they were a top seed, favorite in almost every game that I saw that they were favored to win, and they lose Game 5 and 7.
Rob,
this is what I'm trying to say to you. The idea that you're just
who's the second best player in the Pistons?
Who's the second best player?
Who's the second best player in the Pistons?
No, but that's not my point.
I'm asking you a question.
Jalen
Duren?
Jalen Duren, who was 20 and 10, an All-Star player.
And that's a problem because he got exposed because he got to play the
you
Pacers.
He's an All-Star.
He got to play the Wizards.
He's an All-Star.
Right, he got to play the Bucks, the Wizards,
so
his
numbers don't matter. He shouldn't be an All-Star
All-Stars in the regular season. He got exposed in the postseason.
Should he be a second team All-NBA or whatever?
They already cast their votes. I'm assuming he's going to. He may not.
Okay, so now he's no good, right?
No, because he got exposed. My point is the Knicks potentially can get to the finals. This is their third season of winning 50-plus games. They had to get there. They got knocked out in the second round a couple years back, and they got knocked out.
But the Knicks were but they weren't the number one seed in the league and in the Eastern Conference. Is what I'm trying to say to you is my analysis of the Pistons was right the whole year. Even when we had Antonio Daniels on, he said the same thing about the Pistons shooting. And I can't remember, we had another former NBA player. We talked about it, and they were like, yeah, but I'm not so sure about the shooting. And then people started buying into the Pistons after they beat, I guess, the Magic, and after they won the first 2 games. After they won the first 2 games, you were convinced they were going to be playing. Yes.
So
now you're
listen,
saying they aren't good.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying they absolutely are in the place that the NBA does for you. You have to go through this. The NBA is one of the more telegraphable. You can see this coming.
I don't see it. I don't see it next. I don't see it.
And that's fair.
Automatically with the Celtics, with the Pacers. I don't even know what the Celtics are going to do this offseason. With the Celtics, with the Pacers, with the Knicks, with the Cavs. Now you're telling me again they're going to be the number one seed in the East?
You don't have to be the number one.
This reminds me of the Lions 2.0.
The Spurs.
And look what just happened.
I was talking to you. So, Cleveland's up 45-44 with
that's pretty amazing.
This is a bounce back and forth game. My point is the NFL can go from worst to first to worst. It happens. In the NBA, typically you see things coming. Not saying that a team is gonna win a championship, but you see what's coming. It happens all the time where you go, okay, this team, they keep getting closer.
I don't see what's coming.
So
I don't see what's coming. So
here's what I'm saying. The Pacers may never be good again. We don't know. Halliburton,
the Pistons may never be good
issues
again.
right now. He's dealing with shingles. He's put on weight. Did you see him? He literally had to come out on camera and tell people, stop making fun of me. I'm not well. And then the Celtics, we got to see this offseason. There might be some brewing there. There might be we don't know what's going on with the Celtics. So the idea that just like, the Celtics on the page, then we got to see what happens. And I absolutely expect the Pistons to be in the mix. They don't have to finish first. You can be 3rd seed and get to the finals. I mean, the Cavs can be 4th seed and get to the finals. The Spurs are the 2 seed. Like, nobody saying they got to be first next year.
877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. I'm sticking with it.
The
Pistons were frauds. They were frauds. I called it all year. I never bought into what all the wins.
Nobody thought the Pistons were winning a championship, including me. I said the Knicks were the best team in the East. I just told you that a week and a half ago.
Yeah, that's not where you were. You had them playing the Knicks. And that's
I had them playing. I thought I was a game away from them playing the Knicks, Rob.
All right, the Knicks just had a disappointing finish, as Kelvin likes to say.
They did.
Or were they fraudulent? Did you buy into them? And maybe they just
Wait, how
ran
did you get to
into
the Knicks?
No, I'm talking about the
Pistons. The Knicks just had a bad finish to the half.
Yeah, I saw that. All right, we want to hear from you. Where are you on the Pistons? 877-99 on Fox. What did you take away from their season and their collapse against the Cleveland Cavaliers? Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Trash Talking Tuesday, 877-99 on Fox. Stick and stay.
Especially if you want to see Jason hit Rob in the head with a bat right now in the US of A.
He just don't swing it like a Met.
That's right. All right, if it's a Met, he's going to swing and miss. Kelvin, when M Drive first came to me, I'll be honest, I never heard of it.
Neither had I, but then I started paying attention to what was going on and, of course, paying attention to my body.
That's right. Same here. After 40, energy drops, weight won't move. I look over at you. I get it. The gym stops.
First of all, I'm looking spelt over here.
The gym stops giving back what you put in.
And then you start to think, it's me. Is it me?
Hey, it's not. It's testosterone. It's
What about tater tots?
No. It's testosterone. 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 All right.
Any testoverdi?
No.
What are you talking about?
It declines after 40. I don't know. There's always a couple words.
Testosterone is one that's been around for a long time.
It declines.
I'm going to just tell them about M Drive.
After 40, and if it takes everything with it.
It is definitely declining right now.
Yes, it is.
M Drive is built for exactly that.
Testosterone.
2 capsules.
Testosterone.
There, you keep saying it.
Testosterone.
There you go. I'm getting ready to say it here.
Testosterone.
With clinically tested ingredients that support healthy
testosterone,
energy, and metabolism.
No doubt about it. Yes. So where are we? All right. Here's what got me. A scientist named Gary Cahill. There you go. Built his Gary Cahill built this thing about 20 years ago for himself after feeling this change.
I'm gonna just
go ahead.
I'm gonna be Rob Kelvin for the best.
Just go.
We're both working on our health right now. We're trying to get in shape. M Drive is part of that.
That's right. Over 1 million men use it.
60-day money back guarantee.
We're in the middle of this, and so far,
I gotta say it is working. Shout out to Alex. He made us a nice little smoothie with the powder in there. It was delicious.
All right, mdriveformen.com, code COUPLE, 20% off your first order.
mdriveformen.com.
M-Drive, for men who still show up.
I love to talk Tyrone.
So I don't know if you heard, but the Pistons lost.
Detroit basketball.
And it's still Detroit basketball, but dang, they ain't show no heart in Game 7, Ephraim. I expected them to show heart, to show effort. That's the thing that you've been able to depend on, even in the loss. They've been down multiple games, 17 points, 20 points, and come back and fight. And if you're going to lose, it happens. So I will say that's how I got to start this. I am very disappointed in the performance in Game 7 loss for the Pistons. However, with that being said, in honor of my co-host, Rob Parker, who ain't here, who I know would just take an easy way and go say, they're frauds. Meanwhile, they were frauds. And they weren't supposed to win the Eastern Conference. That was supposed to be the Celtics, according to him. They won the Eastern Conference, the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
No. I know he picked the Bucks, but I mean the couple weeks before he goes, remember when the Celtics are going to win the East. Well, the Pistons won the East. Then he had them losing to Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
Pistons beat Orlando. And then, of course, he had them losing to Cleveland. He even said they're going to lose in Game 6. They won Game 6. And, of course, ultimately they lost. So, but the conversation for me becomes, I believe the Pistons, with a horrendous, ugly loss in Game 7, disappointing the city. The city was there for him. They had a shot. Shout out to Dan Gilbert. That was brilliant. Getting 2,500 Cavs fans, paying for those tickets, busting them there. That was brilliant. The Pistons, to me, were really a year ahead of schedule. And when you look at what they were just 2 seasons ago, 14 wins. 14 wins. Then you go to 44 wins, make the postseason last year, win a couple of games against the Knicks, in a hard-fought series there. And then this season, you win 60, you win the East. Some great things to hang your hat on. So you win 60, you win the East. Kate Cunningham just came out over the weekend. The MVP votes, finishes fifth in MVP votes. Your young star who you got so much riding on. Obviously a very promising season for him. I think most importantly, you found a couple of pieces. Seward Thompson looks like he could be arguably the best wing defender in his league. One might argue his brother, Ahmed in Houston. So you found a great piece there. I think the best thing to come out of this was Jalen Duren. You're able to now re-sign him if he chooses to for a much lesser price.
Yeah.
You know, if he was, I might get the max.
Somebody's going to overpay him.
That is possible. He'll be in New Orleans.
So you guys probably won't be able to keep it.
And I'm okay in the sense that then that's fine. You'll get some money. And then you got some other young pieces. Dennis Jenkins, I think, is a nice piece to keep. And if you want to keep Duncan Robinson, you need that shooting in the league. And then, but the point is, you got to kind of your core, Cade, him, and Asur, and a couple of pieces that you got your star, and you know he is that guy. And I look at it like this. We all know one of the things, not like the NFL. NFL, you can go from worst to first or first to worst.
Yeah.
Happens all the time. In the NBA, we all know this story where typically you kind of got to get those bumps and bruises. I'll give you an example. The Cavs. Donovan Mitchell, had he lost, Donovan Mitchell, people would say, when are they going to get over the hump? He hasn't been in the Eastern Conference Finals. What is he doing there? He hasn't made it to the final. And so you got to go through that. The Knicks, who are now in the Eastern Conference Final, they were last year, but they have been getting closer and closer. Last year's conference finals, but they lose to the Pacers. The Pacers go on to the finals, all the way to Game 7. And so now for the Knicks, getting to the Eastern Conference Finals is not it, right? It's getting to the finals. So I look at the Pistons as, while extremely disappointing to not have gotten to the Eastern Conference Finals, I think they're a year ahead of schedule. I think you go from winning 14 to 44 to 60. You get the number 1 seed, and you realize you ain't have a number 2. Let's call it what it is. You don't have a number 2. You need to solve that problem. Go find a guy who you can say he is a number 2 reliable scorer. Maybe it's a Jalen Williams. If you look at how Atlanta was able to have a C.J. McCollum, a guy who can do it with you along with Cade. So everything isn't on Cade. And I think more than anything as well, we're looking at 2 teams right now, in the Spurs and the Thunder. We talk about the Knicks, obviously. Now they're competing to maybe get to the finals. You look at some other teams. Houston, who's been good over the last couple of years. My point is, with the Pistons, also the good thing is they now know they got the coach, they got the ethos, they got this is what we do, we play hard, and we compete. So you have to start to build that before you become anything. We look at the Thunder. A couple of seasons ago, they lose earlier than expected, right? Number 1 seed, they go out earlier, but you start to say, we got the pieces, we got the foundation, and we know where we're going. So to me, I look at the Pistons as they had a successful season, and finding out Cade is that guy officially. The league is on notice. Again, winning 60 when folks didn't have them, obviously winning the East. And really, to me, finding a place where now you have expectations on you. Fox Sports Radio. It's the odd couple, Rob and Kelvin, on a Trash Talking Tuesday. It was a good one last hour. It was a good one this last segment.
I ain't letting you let the Pistons off that easily.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can choose from more than 65 graduate online degrees and certificates, including our MBA now with 10 specializations, no application fee through June 1st. Visit umgc.edu. Top 3 Kanye song, Alex?
I ain't one of the Cosbys. I ain't go to hell, man.
Yeah. Wait, Hillman, not hell.
All right.
Why you put that man in hell?
877-99 on Fox.
Let's take some calls, Rob.
Where are you, Pistons frauds, or it was just a disappointing finish
First
to
of all,
the season?
neither one of I didn't even pick the Pistons to get to the finals.
I went to Bill Cosby's house, too.
Yeah.
I had a drink, and I woke up disrobed.
Bill Cosby, by the way, is going to live, like, he's going to be 126. We're going to be like, where's Bill Cosby? Like,
he's gone.
Yeah.
Andre in Massachusetts, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Dre?
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for taking the call. Listen, it's not that you lose, it's how you lose. And the Pistons, they got absolutely Mike Tyson knocked out in that Game 7, and that's why I have to concur with you, Rob, that they are frauds. What are they, down 15, 16 points at the half? Next thing you know, you look up in the third quarter, they're down 30, okay? And they got completely disrobed in that game. They allowed the Cleveland Cavaliers, under the capable leadership of Kenny Atkinson, to just go in there and mad dog them. And that's my big issue, specifically with Cade Cunningham, who's supposed to be an emerging superstar, right? These guys that have all the intangibles, 6'8", strong.
Right.
And you just go and you get in these high-leverage moments and you blink. And I'm not giving him a pass, just like I'm not giving Anthony Edwards a pass. This whole AAUization, all this potential, so on and forth. No, you need to show up in big moments. And they absolutely didn't show up in no way, shape, or form. So it does speak, I have to say you're fraudulent. It speaks poorly to a team that was the number 1 overall seed in the Eastern Conference and expected to challenge to go to the NBA Finals. They have a lot of work to do in the offseason. They got to get this culture and the mindset in order. Thanks for taking the call.
All right, and I will say this. Had they beaten the Cavs, a lot of the people would have picked them over the Knicks because of their history with the Knicks, of a hard-fought series, and they beat the brakes off the Knicks during the regular season.
And I would think it would have been a good series. I don't think, I think they're a quality good team who needs some pieces. When you're relying on a guy like Dennis Jenkins, a two-way player this year, you got some holes to fill.
Yeah, but again,
I think we're mixing up with fraud. Like this, when we use the word fraud, and let's get another call. Let's get another call.
All right, Dion in Texas. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Dion?
Hey, what's up, guys? I think, Dre's normally spot on. He's spot off on this one. The biggest frauds out there in the East is the Boston Celtics, who've been to the playoffs.
That's a great point.
8 years in a row, and they have gone through these lumps and bruises, and that's what Detroit's doing.
They're not frauds if you've won a championship.
Yes,
Dion, I'm not going to buy that. It doesn't matter.
And how many times were they
the Pistons have won 3 in their franchise history. What are you talking about?
Wait a minute.
And I'm not going to buy that, Dion.
So I win one, I don't have to do everything again?
No, nobody said that, but they're not frauds because they went through it and they won. I'm not
exactly
going
why
to buy
they're
that.
frauds.
No, the Pistons were the number 1 seed.
The Nuggets were frauds.
And they won 60 games, Dion. Don't let them off the hook.
Nobody
They were supposed to beat the Cavs.
Here's the truth.
Stop being Stop it.
Here's the truth. They've missed the playoffs 4 seasons in a row.
Nobody's talking about the past. I don't care.
You just said that Boston Celtics won a championship.
I don't care.
That's in the past.
They won 60 games. They won the first 2 games. They won the first. How did they win the first 2 games without the shooting and without the center? I'm asking you, how did they win the first 2 games?
Your question? Why you
Cleveland got more seniority. Cleveland's been around the block before.
Stop it, Dion. You always go. What are you
Stop
wearing?
making sense, Dion.
Dion, are you wearing mittens and baby booties? What do you got on? You want me to give you your baba? Stop it.
You got to lose, then you win.
No, it don't work like that.
That's how it goes.
It don't work like that. Just like you thought the Lions had made the next step too, and last year after they went to the NFC Championship game, right?
Rob,
what was the next step?
You just said we're not talking about the past.
Stop
you just said it. Why are you the one bringing up Detroit teams? And then, not to mention frauds, the 2 teams that, if you ask me who are the frauds, it's the Celtics and the Nuggets.
They're not.
2 teams.
They both won championships.
Who'd you expect to make to the championship in the East?
Stop it.
Who'd you expect to make it?
But that doesn't make them frauds. Come on.
I did too, the Celtics.
No, the Pistons were never the number 1 seed. They were never a number 1 seed. That was
who have the same team, same coach. That's fraudulent. To be the guy who wins the MVP 3 out of 4 years, and you
then
got
you
your
had the nerve to
guys,
sit there
and
talking
to
about
lose to
Cade was
Anthony
on the face of the NBA.
That's fraudulent.
That's fraudulent too.
Yes.
All
so
right.
that's the description of fraudulent. A team
877
that choked in a Game 7 didn't play great. That's not fraudulent for a team that's young as heck who ain't even nobody even been
Nobody
in the
cares
playoffs.
about that. About them being young.
That's literally what it takes.
877-99 on Fox. How about Andre
Celtics ain't fraudulent.
in Mississippi? You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
What's going on, guys?
How are you? You know I'm worked up.
Yeah, I'm worked up. I'm trying to figure out what are we talking about here. We talking about one superstar with a bunch of scrubs.
That's what. Please tell this man.
Okay, but wait a minute, Andre. When they won the first 2 games of this series, I don't want you to have a different kind of. You're thinking about it after the fact, and now you want to use that K didn't have anybody. But when they were up 2-0,
we said that in Orlando.
Okay?
We all said it in Orlando.
When they were up 2-0,
we said it in the season,
Andre,
Rob.
you thought they were going to play the Knicks. Am I right or wrong? Yes or no?
You are wrong.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's the first of 4, guys.
Stop it.
That's the first 2.
I don't know why he keeps bringing up 2 games.
And they lost game 5 and 7 in Detroit. What don't you see? Can you stop
They
it?
are scrubs.
They were up by 9. They were up by 8 with 2.5 minutes to go at home.
I'm convinced.
And they choked.
I'm convinced you are a Detroit Piston fan.
They're frauds.
Why are you more upset about it than me? You're a Detroit Piston fan, Rob. You do. I'm looking at a team. I appreciate the call. I'm looking at a team, Ian, that I had no idea they were going to be this good coming to the season. I thought they would be good. 44 last year. They'll be about 48. Be right in the mix. Watch out for the Pistons kind of a thing. Not 1 seed. Not, K the MVP candidate type of thing. And so this was a surprise, which is why Vegas had them at plus 3,300. Nobody expected them. I picked the Celtics to win it once we got rolling. You did too. So all of a sudden they're fraud. This was a like I said, a year ahead of schedule for them. Absolutely.
All right.
But the Celtics ain't fraudulent?
No, the Pistons are frauds, and I've been saying it all year. This ain't no Johnny come lately. All year I said it. All year. That's all I'm saying. That's my point. I never bought into them. Even when they were winning the 60 games. That's my only point. Is that it wasn't after the fact or they got down 3-1. I never bought into the Pistons. That's my point.
Guess all I'm saying is no one bought into them to go much further than they really did. I thought they'd win a game and win games.
You thought they would. Dude, I sat next to you. Go back. You can play the tape. You get the Cavs had no shot.
I didn't say they had no shot.
Yes, you did.
I said I don't like the Cavs. I think the Pistons will be too tough for them. That's what I said. That's all I said. I didn't even.
Can we get to Steve DeSager? I'm tired of talking.
The Detroit fan didn't even pick the Pistons to win to get to the finals. All right, Steve.
Cleveland Cavaliers ended the first half on a 21-8 run to take the halftime lead in New York, up by 2 at the break, and now it's a 50-49 advantage over the Knicks. Early third quarter, this is game 1 of the East Final. We really got spoiled seeing that classic to open the West Final last night. This so far, a little less than classic, 11 turnovers for the Cavs in the first half, and yet leading the Knicks from three-point range, 3 for 22. The Knicks are led by the 14 points of Jalen Brunson. Jason Kidd is no longer the Mavericks head coach. They mutually parted ways, according to the club. The new team president in Dallas is Masai Ujiri. Kidd had 4 years left on his contract, worth over $40 million. He'd been there 5 years as coach. The Vancouver Canucks fired coach Adam Foote and his staff after 1 season. The team has a new general manager. Vancouver had the league's worst record this past season by far. Vegas has yet to give permission for teams to interview its former coach Bruce Cassidy, who still has a year left on his contract. The NHL's West Final starts Wednesday with Colorado hosting Vegas. Carlos Alcaraz will miss the French Open and Wimbledon this summer due to his wrist injury. The Tampa Bay Rays have won again, 4-1 over Baltimore. The Rays have won 20 of 24. They're the first-place team in the AL East. 3 games over the Yankees coming into play tonight. The Yanks have come back with a couple home runs off starter Dylan Cease to take the lead on Toronto. 7th inning stretch, it's New York 5-3 in the lead. 3-run shot for Ryan McMahon, 2-run homer for Ben Rice. That is his 16th of the year. The Mets were up 5-0 in the second inning. 2 home runs for Bo Bichette. It's now in D.C. a Washington lead of 9-6 over the Mets in the 8th. Inside the park grand slam for James Wood. Boston still leads at Kansas City 2-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Still Houston 2-0 at Minnesota, bottom of the 8th. Twins have just put a run across, make it 2-1. Josh Bell RBI single. The Brewers are leading 3-0 at the Cubs in the bottom of the 7th, I should say. Jacob Nisarowski with 6 scoreless innings and 8 strikeouts. The Cardinals are leading 5-4 over the Pirates in the top of the 7th inning. Texas up 5-0 at Colorado already in the bottom of the 3rd. Cincinnati and Cleveland with wins. Atlanta as well. That Cincinnati win was at Philadelphia 4-1. The Phils had won 5 in a row. So, with Kyle Schwarber out again due to illness, the Phils' record under interim manager Don Mattingly now 16-5. And the late game is getting underway in San Diego. Padres have won 4 straight. They're hosting the Dodgers. Padres now first place in the NL West. Half game over L.A. Dodger pitcher Blake Snell had his elbow surgery today. Back to you.
Hey, Steve, thank you. Have a great night. Odd Couple, Rob and Kelvin on the Trash Talking Tuesday. We've been trash talking for the last hour. Last call on the way in just a little bit. And by the way, it's time to get your financial portfolio game ready. With Webull, get powerful investing tools, real-time data, all in one platform. Get started by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com. Webull Financial LLC, member SIPC, FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures. All right, Ian, set us up here, man. We got a caller earlier, trash talking. Said I think he said he was a Chiefs fan. He was trashing the Chiefs for how they've been handling Rashee Rice over the last couple of years.
Yeah, that caller was Chance in Alabama. Shout out to him. So let me preface it by reminding you guys that Rashee Rice, Chiefs receiver, he was involved in a high-speed hit and run along Dallas's North Central Expressway. This was about a year ago, I think now, in the offseason heading into last season.
And left the scene.
That was back,
and then he left the scene. That's the important part.
Left the scene, which is, if you or I left the scene of an accident, oh my God.
And that's like 5 vehicles.
Issue.
5 vehicles were damaged in it, and he left the scene. So
that's just
no small deal there. Anyway, now he's in custody for violating his probation, and he's now facing 30 days of jail time as a result. And the violation that he actually had was he tested positive for THC, which is weed, marijuana. Mm-hmm. He just needed to not smoke weed while on probation.
Stay off the weed. He couldn't do it.
So your thoughts on this?
Look, it sounds simple in the sense that, like, dude, I know sports have become lenient on weed, but the problem is this isn't a sports thing. Leagues don't really care about weed anymore. This is a legal thing. This is courts. That's a whole different thing, right? So you know you're on probation. You know you got off easy on a couple other things, and we know there's always been kind of drama that's followed him over the last few years. You would think, got away with some stuff. You know, they were lenient on me. Let me do right. Let me mind my, P's and Q's here. And that's not the case. And at a certain point to me, this becomes no longer an NFL thing. This becomes no longer a, what are the Chiefs going to do? This becomes a Rashee Rice. And at a certain point, you got to get you right. You got to step away and figure out what's going on with me. Why am I making regularly and routinely bad decisions? Why am I? Maybe you've been enabled because you've been good at football since you were 8 years old, and people always kind of turn the other cheek when stuff happened and kind of pacify and let you slide. It's time to have a man-to-man conversation with yourself. I referenced Michael Jackson earlier, man in the mirror moment, because these types of things can happen. Somebody's going to say, well, it's just weed. Well, it's not just weed in the sense that this is what the rules were for you to continue to play, continue to make money for your family, continue to grow as a player, and you messed up. So to me, he has to man up, and this ain't even about football. This is about decisions you make because you're still young. Football can end tomorrow. You got to make better choices permanently for the rest of your life, and there's a time for him to have some reflection and look in the mirror. But to the caller's point, I forgot his name.
Chance.
It's going to be interesting to see. Will the Chiefs finally say we've had enough?
No. I just don't see that. And my onus is going to be on the Chiefs as well because they continue to allow these things to go on and nothing seems to happen. That's why they're in this situation. And at some point as an organization, you got to step up and say, this is not what we're going to tolerate. We love your athletic ability and all this other stuff. But now, you left the scene of an accident, which there's no way we could feel good about that. And then you get a break by the judge, and you still can't even, follow the rules of your probation. That bothers me. That would bother me.
Is there a point where, and you just mentioned the talent. We always talk about talent, the longer leash. Is there a point, and by the way, he's good, but let's not act like he's,
He ain't been lighting it
Justin
up.
Jefferson out here in these streets. But my point is, I'm wondering if this is where I think teams either becomes challenging or becomes the scapegoat, where they can say, hey, he only got probation. Or, hey, other athletes, they get in trouble. They're like, hey, it was dismissed. Domestic abuse things, right? Hey, there was no charges filed. So it becomes where, well, Rob, you want me to let him go? when he was dismissed, or was only probation, or it was only a misdemeanor.
No, but my
it becomes where they're gonna where do teams draw the line of I don't care what the judge said, we said, we're not tolerating this.
Yeah, I could give you a perfect example. The Dodgers and Trevor Bauer.
Mm-hmm.
He went. They just don't want you to wear the Dodger uniform. He wasn't convicted of anything,
Right.
was he?
No, I think the charges even
were
dropped. I think she actually ended up getting.
But do you see my point?
Yeah.
The Dodgers made a decision that that's not what they wanted for on their uniform. Somebody wearing their uniform. That's what I'm saying. So teams can do whatever they want. I remember Tony Dungy talking about Aaron Hernandez very vividly.
Yeah.
He was on our board for do not draft. He was on the do not draft board. They knew about his history, knew about the gang, and all that other stuff that was going on, and was like, he's on the do not draft board. So they have a board. Here are players we will not draft. And the Patriots were like, oh, well, we were
draft.
Exactly. And then they were like, oh, well, we were duped. That's what they went around telling people, that they were duped and they didn't know what.
Let me tell you something.
This is what I'm just saying.
They have some of the best. Jalen Rose talks about this great, where the private investigators that they'll get when they want to, you become one of the top guys we're going to draft, man, they start digging who's your girlfriend, what do you do on your week, what do you, all of a sudden with Aaron Hernandez, they don't know nothing, we were duped. It's like, all right, that ain't making sense. But yeah, I just think teams, it's interesting, again, what they kind of like. I hate to, it's sad because it's such a tragic thing, but domestic violence seems to be the one routinely it happens, or at least, we hear about
it's sad.
That because charges will be dismissed, or because it was a misdemeanor, or because she doesn't want to press charges, or whatever, they just kind of go, all right, well, and I can understand one, if it was a weird he say, she's, I can understand, I get that. But when guys start having, I always use the example of Greg Hardy. When you throwing girlfriends on piles of guns and all this, okay, at a certain point, it ain't just a weird mishap, don't know quite what happened. When it becomes a routine thing, there's a problem right there.
No,
and so I'm always flabbergasted when teams just kind of turn a blind. Well, he didn't get charged.
It's because of talent,
of course,
and that.
Course.
And the same thing, once the talent is not there, it
you
changes
can't get
everything.
away with the same thing he can get away.
Right.
You can be the same charges. You're a third string cornerback. This is our starting, left tackle. He's going to get a pass.
Well, you guys remember Rice was suspended for the first 6 games of this past season. So, I mean, I don't know what the rules are, if this is technically the same thing that he would be suspended for, but could he face another?
The NFL could, right? Because now he violated probation.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a separate thing because he now violated something as part of the punishment. So I don't see why they couldn't just suspend him again now.
Code of conduct policy. If you violate that.
He's going to prison for 30 days starting today.
Right.
Which is something I feel like, I don't know, they should at least entertain.
Yeah,
that.
he might, and he very well again, and that might be the thing for the Chiefs to finally get it out. I know the Cavs are. I couldn't the game.
9.
Commercial. Was it up 9? Up 9, but they're up big. They got a nice little run going. We'll keep you updated on that in a moment. Last call, 877-99 on Fox. 877-99 on Fox. Last call. You want to jump in? Here's your chance. Hit us up.
It's last call time on The Odd Couple. If you had a take and couldn't get in all show, here's your chance.
Your call's important to us.
Call us at 877-99 on Fox. Hurry up. Rob and Kelvin got to get out of here.
Well, speaking of forcing it, there's another person in the basketball world who's been forcing it the last couple of days.
Forcing us to have to deal with him.
Then Rob Parker's favorite player out of Michigan State.
We can't even get away from him this game. He's front row.
Draymond Money Green has been filling in for Shaq on Inside the NBA, and last night during the broadcast, Chuck said something to the effect of, the Warriors' run is over. You guys are not going to win a championship. You're too old. It happens to everybody as great as you were, 36, 37 years old. It happens. Draymond didn't seem to respond to that in a classy fashion. Take a listen.
Sports are for young people. You hope to have a great long career But sports, nobody wins when they're 37, 38.
But you said what you said. I didn't want to hear if he believes what you're talking.
Yeah, I mean, I think the goal is just to not look like you in the Houston Rockets uniform.
Yeah.
Is ultimately the goal for us. Like, we don't want to.
What does that look like?
Did you see it?
I'm just asking.
I saw it.
Nobody laughed because it wasn't funny. It was. If I'm gonna just be honest, I'm not with the podcast, right? If I'm not with the podcast where people don't put effort in. That's what I should say. Okay, if you're doing a podcast and you're pushing back and you're asking questions and you're giving some information and you're not doing inside jokes and all this kind of stuff, I'm okay. But the idea that some TV executive, I don't know where ESPN, wherever it could be, looks at Draymond Green and thinks that they have the next Charles Barkley. He's Charles Barkley 2.0. They could not be more wrong. I'm sorry, because I don't get it. Charles Barkley, what he said wasn't a rip on the Warriors. It was realistic. He named all the other teams. In general. He was real with it. It wasn't Draymond, you suck. That's not what the conversation was. Draymond sitting there, there's a conversation about teams getting older, and that was natural. Draymond turned into Mean Girl. He's just mean. He's not funny. He's not insightful. You can't say anything to him without him getting his panties in a bunch. How is that good television? It ain't good television. Even when Charles Barkley's ripping on something, there's a degree of humor he can laugh at himself.
Oh, yes.
Draymond can't laugh at himself. It's always me against everybody. Oh, don't say that. You can't say anything to me. I'm going to cut you down. Nobody laughed on that set about Charles Barkley in a Rockets uniform because it wasn't funny. You were just trying to be mean-spirited because you've been blessed to win 4 championships. I got news for you. You weren't close to the talent Charles Barkley was. Not even close. So don't even like this whole idea. You can go ahead and play that game. Charles never won, so he's not a great player. I'm sorry. I'm not on that bus. I covered Charles Barkley during those years. You need to pop into YouTube, go to YouTube or pop in a VHS tape and watch Charles Barkley.
MVP.
He was a great player. He didn't win. Everybody doesn't win. That doesn't make you better than him. And for you to be so damn sensitive every time somebody has something to say, it's pathetic.
Yeah, and you mentioned something. If you're going to be on TV, if you're going to be on radio, one of the things you have to be is self-deprecating. You know that.
Yes.
We make fun of ourselves. We roast ourselves, or we roast you, you roast me. We go, Rob G, your legs swinging, and all like this it's a part of it. Seriously, we make Boomerang Bree. Like it's part of the game, if you will. And anytime, and that's why people get mad at Shaq sometimes, because Shaq's always got the jokes and all that. But anytime they bring up something or somebody roasts them good, what is he? Well, you ain't got no rings, Chuck. And we all go, Shaq. It's low brow. It's low hanging fruit.
What is that?
Don't get mad because Shaq got you good, and then you ain't got no rings. Like that's all you ever can go to. You ain't got no rings. And it's the same thing with Draymond. It's like Austin Rivers said, dude, you're high IQ. You got this. But what are you talking about that he stunted your career? Now you got to go low. Your daddy did this. And Chuck makes a great point, and then you're trying to have a better career. By the way, you know what Chuck was averaging them years? Like 16 and 12. You know what I mean? Like
right.
they were in the postseason. So y'all didn't make the postseason. And you weren't averaging 16 and 12. So don't you want to at least look like that?
But did you hear the teams that he mentioned when he talked about it? Isaiah's Pistons.
It's a point when it ends.
Celtics. He all the great teams.
Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. Did you listen to it? You in on it? And you listened or and?
I listened to all of them.
Yeah.
He was closing out a deal.
Yeah, 100%. Talking about the new Drake. 3 albums one night.
Crazy.
All right, Odd Couple, Robin Kelvin on the Trash Talking Tuesday. Shout out to everybody who participated in Trash Talking Tuesday. Appreciate
Good job.
it.
Really good job.
Absolutely. Right? Everybody got some smoke. All right, if you're missing in today's show, Ian will have the full version, the best of version. Everything will be up at the end of the show. Just search the Odd Couple. Evante,
he's producing tomorrow too, right?
Yeah. Shout out,
yes, I am.
By the way, what does your hat say? I've been looking. I like that hat.
Brixton. This is new, brand new. I'm like, this is a hard launch of this hat.
All right, I like that. I can tell you got excited when I asked. You look like you were honored that I asked about that. I looked in there. You
need an MLB bro hat. That's what you need.
Because you need to know.
That's right.
Well, he is Evante.
That's right. And
not that you. By the way, not that you only have to be a bro to wear.
Don't you dare, Rob.
No, I was just saying. And the Cavs are up 10. Can you believe this? Where we are?
The Knicks can't score. They can't score right now.
Yeah, they up that 10. It's 4:52 left. There's a lot of time in the game. No one's saying the game's over, but
Jalen Brunson missing free throws does not help. You gotta knock those down. All right. So check out the podcast. Just search Odd Couple FSR. Let's get to last call.
This is the last call.
Last call.
It's last call. Last call time on the Odd Couple.
Hey now. I'm calling on that chair. Who we got?
Tyron in Tennessee. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Tyron? You are.
All right. What's up, player from the Himalayas? What's up?
All right, what's up, Original Mac from way back?
Man, you know what, man? I got two quick things. First of all, man, I can't believe, Rob, you're right, man. The Pistons are frauds, man. There's no way around it, man. Number one, the Orlando series told us that because they should have lost that series in 6. 9 times out of 10, Orlando don't blow a 24-point lead. So that right there was step one. Step two, when you blow a 9-point lead with 2.5 minutes left in Game 5 against Cleveland, you come back and beat them down in the house, you Game 7 in your building, and you got legends there, and you don't capitalize on another James Harden dumpster fire moment, they get away with that and they blow you out. You don't just get beat, you get destroyed. Oh yeah, Pistons are complete, utter, certified frauds. Simple as that, man. I don't get how anybody can't see that. And number two, hey man, look here, dog. This Wemby kid is real, players. This kid is something. I'm gonna tell you right now. Everybody keeps trying to say, "Oh, OKC might steal this." Let me tell you something. OKC is done. They done beat them 5 times out of 6 times this year. They beat them last night without Darius Fox.
All right. Boy, who was that again? Who was his name?
Tyron in Tennessee.
Tyron, let me tell you about it. Tyron was so fired up, he had a megaphone into the phone. Tyron wasn't playing with us.
Tyron, there's a defibrillator in the phone. It can't even register. He's excited.
Tyron was fired up.
He was excited because the Super Bowl's coming there, right?
In
Tennessee?
That's what we're about? In 2030.
Right, in 2030.
I thought you were talking about this coming year. I said, we're going to Tennessee. It's here this year, right?
No, it's here in L.A., so, we'll save a lot of money for the network.
I was going to say, is that good or bad for you? Like some people are, hey, it's home. I don't have to do.
No,
some people.
I'm gonna lobby for a hotel downtown, so I don't have to.
No. That's happening, right?
I want a hotel downtown.
Yeah, we gotta be.
I need a convention center.
Yeah,
right.
I can't. My car's tripping.
Plus, it's a Marriott, and I need the points, so I'll do that.
Like Kelvin, how do you know your car is already acting up? I'm just saying, my car's tripping. It
will be tripping next February.
Well, Rob said you guys actually have to rent your own set this time too.
That's right.
I was a little. I'm like, dang, we had fun in New Orleans. Shout out to New Orleans, man. We had a good time.
Everything except for the rat. Everything else was good.
Hey, yo.
Everything but the big
Rob,
rat. Caution.
When I tell you the contrast of the two people, the lady couldn't have been more nonchalant. You couldn't have been more scared. She goes, hey, watch out for the rat. Rob doesn't even look at the rat.
I want to look down. Yo.
Just took off running. By the way, the Cavs are that's unethical basketball. I just hate Brunson, Harden, SGA. The way they it drives me crazy. It's the new current NBA, but man, it drives me crazy.
So far, the Cavs
they look good. I like that they're penetrating. They're playing they're giving ball to the bigs.
They're feeding the bigs.
Hey yo, to the hole. That didn't help either.
Hold up.
Just
Kelvin, they're penetrating what?
Oh, my.
That's just.
Well, I came back anyway.
Yeah.
You definitely did.
All right. With that being said, it's a good game.
The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon is coming up next.
I never miss your radio show. I never hear it, so I never miss it.
Did you hear that?